Howdy, howdy. Click to add subtitle. Listen, I don't even know if this is option 3. It might not be option 3. It might be option like 6. Is she gonna add a subtitle? No, I just don't know how to use a computer. Kuroko, did you like that? Did you see what I just did? Look, I'm using your press the all button tech. I can't believe I didn't know how to do that before. It's so useful. Koji, thank you for the gift subs! Maple, do I need to teach you how to use slides? What, you don't like my slides? I think my slides are just fine. I was someone that other companies called today to ask how I fixed something. And I simply said I don't know over and over, and they all were really disappointed. Let me crack open a non-alcoholic cold one here. Yeah. Wait, you don't like my slides? I think my slides are fine. This is the perfect PowerPoint about gaming drinks. Look like a gamer who drinks made it. See? I'm trying to keep I'm accustomed to a certain lifestyle, you know? As you can see, I'm very classy. I can swirl my wine like a classy lady. Like a lady of culture. Oh yes, let's talk about these wonderful gamer drinks. Doesn't even animate them. I don't know how to animate them. When I was watching, I need to finish the VOD, but when I was watching Kuruko's Girls Frontline lore stream, I was like, how did she do this? I didn't even know this technology existed. Without breaking docs, can you say what you fixed? There was basically like an issue where like some people could see some things and other people couldn't see like the same things, even though they both had the same level of access. They were seeing different things. And I just went in and in like a huff, I just angrily deleted like one of the accounts on it basically to try and like, because I was just like, oh, like nothing's working and this thing's useless anyway, I'm gonna delete this account, and then it fixed it for everybody. They're like, I can see everything I'm supposed to see, and I was like, I don't know why that worked. And I refused to look into it. I literally just used Google Slides. Your Google Slides look like they're from the year 3022. How was your day? It was better than my days up until today. I've basically like been in like work purgatory since like last Wednesday. And it's just like every day has brought something like some new fresh hell I have to figure out. And then today I just sort of hit my limit. Just said screw it. It just started doing stuff and somehow it fixed a bunch of things and I was like, I hate this. This is why I'm not a techie person. But yeah, so it's been a rough week, but like it's kind of funny because I'm the type of person who, when I'm having like a really rough week, especially like at work, I kind of just like shut off mentally because I spend so much time working. Because I don't like it. Like, I'm not saying it's definitely not a good thing, but I'm like kind of a workaholic, and I think it's just because I'm like anxious and I am always worried that I'm gonna mess something up. My boss says I'm always too stressed about being perfect, and I'm like, you're not stressed enough. But yeah, so I get sort of in this like brain space where I'm like, well, I spend so much time working that if work isn't going well, then nothing is going well. And which is wrong, and it's a bad way to think, but I get stuck in that loop, and But usually I just need to find the thing that like breaks me out of it, and sometimes it's like a game. Sometimes like a certain game can snap me out of it, and and it's a different game every time. Like sometimes it's been like a JRPG, and sometimes it's been an action game. It just totally depends. And then sometimes like, you know, going for a hike, or sometimes it's seeing friends, and I can never tell what's gonna do it. And so that was sort of what I was struggling with, is I was like, I need something to break this like cycle that I'm in of like, because work is bad, everything is bad, because it's not. Like a lot of things are really good right now, and so I was like, I can't keep thinking like this. So, but I got a lot of stuff done. I got all the Oshi sets packed, and I got like the envelopes I need, the extra envelopes I need to finish getting them. So I'm hoping by the end of the week I can send those off. So I got that done, but I've been like listening to audiobooks and reading, and that wasn't like doing it for me. And then I tried playing like Skyrim, and that didn't help. And I tried playing more of my Dragon Age file, and that didn't help. I tried playing more. I've been trying to 100% Horizon Forbidden West, and that didn't help. And I was like, okay, none of these games are helping me. I clearly watched like a bunch of Predator movies. I watched the first, because I'm getting ready to watch Prey, because I had a friend who was like, you want to watch Prey when it comes out? I was like, hell yeah, I do. But then I was like, but I like need to brush up on my Predator lore. So I watched the first Predator, and then I watched Predator 2, which was the sweatiest movie I've ever seen. And then I watched AVP. And this was like all while I was packing Oshi sets, because I was like, maybe Predator is what it needs, what I need to like break my mental cycle. And it wasn't really doing it, and I was like, nothing is helping. AVP is so bad. I mean, you're right, but also the scene at the end where he gives her like the like warrior mark for helping kill the alien is like the most romantic thing I've ever seen in cinema. And I was like, why did they shoot it like this? But yeah, nothing was like helping. And so, but then all of a sudden, the other day I went out, I'm trying to remember where I even went. I went out and I got some tea. And usually I just like make my tea and coffee at home, but like, okay, well, when it's a special occasion, I'll go get one. So I actually got like lemonade tea with aloe in it. And I finally got my library card, by the way. That finally came in the mail, so I'm able to take out books now. And so I went and I took a what? Did anybody see how badly that lagged? So I went and I got lemonade tea with aloe, and then I got my library card, and so I went and I took out a book, and I came back, and I my apartment complex thing, they have like a pool, and because it was why aren't I bouncing? Did you see that? There's no bounce. There's no bounce! What's happening? Hold on, you're about to get a peek behind the... Look, it's on me, right? You see that? That's on me. Is it not on me enough? Hold on. Am I too powerful? What the? Maybe I have to go a little smaller? Does it work yet? Did you mess with the parameters? I didn't mess with anything. Yeah, the green guy, this is the former green guy. Huh. That's so weird. I didn't mess with the parameters at all. Maybe I'll mess with it after the stream, so I don't know why I'm not like going, ugh. I guess I'll have to do it manually now. So there might be a delay. But yeah, so I got my book, but my apartment has a pool, and I was like, well, I don't really feel like swimming, but I just want to be outside. And because it was like a day where not a lot of kids were there, it was really quiet. And so I just went and sat by the pool. And the pool, I went I went by the pool, and the pool's in like really, there's like a lot of trees and stuff around it. It's sort of tucked away. So I just went and I was like the only person there, and I just mischief makers. Okay, I'll add it to the queue. I just went there with my library book and my lemonade tea, and I read next to the pool and the trees, and that actually snapped me out of it. Like, that was finally the thing that I needed. Like, reading alone wasn't good enough. I had to be outside while reading, so and sipping my lemonade. But I've actually been a lot better since then. So that's good. And now I've been able to like enjoy my life afterward. I've been able to get things done again without just being like, get some of that vitamin D. That is impossible in my current location. It's so dreary. Today was so dreary. I was like, why do people live here? What a nightmare. Silence. It's 100 today. Yeah, it's 100. It's 100, and it looks like God looked at the saturation bar in hue and saturation on Photoshop and hit negative 100 on it. I wish it was sunny in 100 and not like gross in 100. Yeah. But yeah, so I've been a lot better, and I think it's good that I was like, I'm gonna do my talking about drinks stream instead of trying to jump straight back to. I want to beat Sonic, but also I'm struggling right now because I really want to beat Sonic 3, but I also really want to play nothing but Fall Guys for the next 5 days because I want to look like a little Tails bean. So I want to look like an Eggman who's actually an egg. And I'm like, well, I'll probably still play Sonic 3 on Friday. Well, maybe I'll play Sonic on Friday, but maybe it won't be the Sonic you expect. We'll see. Yo, Sonic beans. Fall Guys community night? Yeah, it's about to be Fall Guys community weekend. I'm gonna log in later tonight because I have a Fall Guys, or I have a Fall Guys account on one of my I have multiple PlayStation profiles. I have it on one of them, but I'm gonna like start it up on another and see exactly like what I gotta do to get the Sonic stuff. But then, yeah, I'm probably gonna play this weekend, and I'll probably gorilla because I want it. I want it. It's not unlocked yet. Yeah, it's 11th to the 15th, right? So tomorrow, it's like tomorrow to. So wait, tomorrow's Thursday. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Tomorrow to Monday, I think is what it said. I gotta cancel my weekend plans. Get crowns or buy it. Oh no, they're giving me the ultimate out. My bank calls me again. You have to rip off Sonic's skin and wear it to unlock it. I used to play Fall Guys a lot. Like, I was kind of a little addicted at one point. Like when it was in like its heyday. I played it a lot, and I used to get really, really toxic about it. Like, I used to like be in like group calls with like friends, and I'd be playing Fall Guys, and they would be like, we literally can't hear each other because you're like growling so loudly. So I stopped playing because I was like, maybe this isn't good for me. But now I'm like, no, anything with Sonic in it is good for you. Fall Guys, when it first came out, was amazing. Yeah, because I just remember being like, this is like a Japanese game show almost. Like, that was the vibe. Damn, you go feral. Yes. My favorite people in Fall Guys, though, are like when you reach the end And then you can like watch other people, like you can swap to their cameras. I really like it when you just see two people who are like obviously kids who are playing together. They're like, I don't know, they're like Sasuke 2013 and then like bologna sandwich or something, and they're both just like hugging. Like they're not trying to complete the course, they're just like hugging and waving at each other. It's really cute. Those are my all-time favorite Fall Guys players. But yeah, so I made this presentation, very high quality. Let me see, get my very high quality presentation. I mean, it really reminds me of that game show Wipeout, I think it was called. Is anyone here old enough to remember Most Extreme Elimination Challenge? MXC. Yeah, that was like the first thing I thought of when I saw Fall Guys. I was like, this is the game I've been waiting for my entire life. I was like an MXC like aficionado. Old people detected. I was an MXC aficionado when I was a young moose, and so I was really excited about it. I think my dad might have like, I think Papa Moose might have like the DVD collection or something because we loved it so much. There's a live stream somewhere that just loops it. Oh my god. Yeah, I used to watch it with Papa Moose. Mama Moose thought that sometimes it got a little too rowdy, but we loved it. But yeah, that was like what I loved most about Fall Guys, was like, finally, this is the experience I've been waiting for. But yeah, so I made this. I actually made this a little while ago, but I kept pushing it for like other games or like when redeems would happen and stuff like that. And then I was like, you know what? No, now it's finally the time. We're going to talk about this. So I made this. I also got a PDF, but I'll open that separately after I go through this. That's specifically Mass Effect drinks. So we're going to look at that too. I actually have, I think, one Mass Effect drink in here already. But I don't think there's any crossover. I don't think my drink came from the. So I should probably actually put up all the drinks on here. In my presentation, all recipes from the Drunken Moogle. So this is like, I forgot whether it was like a WordPress or a Tumblr. It was something. I don't think it really updates anymore. But basically it was a blog devoted to game-themed drinks. And this was what me and my friends used to use whenever we wanted to make a drink for like a special occasion. So when there was like a game release, especially if there's like a Smash release, we'd make like drinks that were themed after characters in Smash. Or do you have a Sonic themed drink? There's definitely, did I put any Sonic drinks in here? I guess we'll see. We can look at the site itself after too. But it's they have a bunch of stuff on there, and like this we used to get recipes off of this in like 2012 and 2013. Like, it's an older site. But it was our like go-to, and I think the more popular place for people to do this kind of content's on like Pinterest or probably YouTube as well. But I have a passion for game-themed drinks, not just because I enjoy a drink or two, but also because I just love how you have to sort of balance the aesthetics with with the flavor. Because, and I said this in Discord, if you make a game-themed drink and it like tastes exactly like how you would think whatever it's like inspired by would be like the taste that evokes that or whatever, but it looks like garbage, I have no interest. Like, it has to be the combo. It has to look like the game thing, and it has to taste like the game thing. And you may say, how do you know what Bayonetta tastes like? You just know, okay? When you taste something, you're just like, yeah, that really feels like, I mean, why do people buy like special teas? Why do people buy special candles? It's the same thing. I also really love special teas and themed candles. I still want to know what Bayonetta tastes like. I imagine. Well, we can discuss. We can debate that. We can debate that. Like, I used to come up with my own drinks too, but I've also never to waste money. But some of us just love a sensory experience. I do not buy any of those things. Okay, well, I'm a weirdo then. But but like I used to come up, but I'm not like a mixologist, and my pores are always a little too heavy because that's how I roll. Yes, we know. But like I'd like to try again. I'd like to try to like mixology. I really, now that they're gonna be remastering Lollipop Chainsaw, I want to come up with a Lollipop Chainsaw drink, because I feel like you could do something that's really fun, because the game is both like fun and candy and sweet, but also like edgy, so I feel like you could make a really interesting drink around that. And of course you could put a lollipop in it for garnish, which I love. I love a good garnish. The garnish is important. When every drink is a double without trying. Listen. This is also probably going to evoke it's probably also going to evoke a lot of memories for me. I'd drink a Lollipop Chainsaw drink with a Nick Shot chaser. Oh my god, that would be really cool. But this is probably gonna bring back a lot of memories, so I'll share drinking stories. I actually just thought of one when you said a double without trying. That reminded me of something that happened. But I'll get into it first, and then I'll share my story. Need a maple themed cafe. So that's the thing, is there was like a short period of time where I was like, I would love to own a bar. Like, I just want to like have a game themed bar, sort of like a barcade, but not like I feel like a lot of barcades are like one thing or another thing. Like they either are like retro games only with alcohol, or they're more like a LAN place that just happens to have like a little booth where you can get like a vodka shot. But I want to like commit, and I think there are a couple bars like that in the world, but I don't know if they're still open. But I'd like to do like something that's in between. You have never worked in restaurants, and it shows, yes, you're correct, which is why I was like, maybe that is not a realistic dream and I will not pursue it. But I was like, I just want to like have a barcade where you can have both. You can have like a retro section, but you can also have a section with like LAN stuff, like a Halo setup, or and all the drinks are themed too. And you can so there's a bar in Chicago. I don't even know if it's Chicago proper or if it's like right outside Chicago. I don't care what the maple drink is. Actually, I want to drink it and feel the maple. There's this bar, out in Chicago. It's called, so I finally looked up the name. It's called Replay. And that's where I went to get the Game of Thrones. So they swap themes like once. It's just everything. They always have a theme. So they've done like The Office. They've done Game of Thrones. Apparently they did a Lord of the Rings one. I'm really mad I wasn't there for that. They've done a lot of pop-up themes. And they make like themed drinks, and it's a huge bar. Like they have like 4 actual bars throughout the whole place. It's really big. There's like one right at the front, and then 2 kind of in the middle, and then 1 way in the back. And they like put up special decorations on all the bars to make them themed around different things. Then each of the bars serve different themed drinks. So I went, but they also have a lot of, basically I want to own Replay, but my Replay. But then they have like a bunch of retro games, and they also have some more modern stuff, but it's really mostly retro. But when I went there for Game of Thrones, they had like, I think like a King's Landing bar. It was King's Landing. They might have had like a very specifically like Lannister themed bar. They had one that was supposed to be more like Essos, like over the narrow sea. And then they had the Wall at the bar way in the back. And so they had like special themed drinks for each area of the world. So you could get like a sangria at like the Lannister one, because Cersei's always drinking red wine. Was the Lannister drink green? I think they had one actually that was one of the Essos drinks actually came on fire. And then like the drinks in the back were a little more like the Night's Watch theme. Like it was really cool. And so I wanted that was always, I was like, I want to do that. But barring that, I just love looking at game themed drinks, trying to make them, and then trying to come up with my own. So I wanted to look through some here. I'm trying to remember how many I actually got. Hope I don't scroll through as I... Okay, nah. I have 36 slides. Let's freaking go. And that's not counting the PDF I have, which I still gotta pull up. But what I want to do is I want to go through these, and then I want to pick like 1 or maybe 2 for me to attempt to mix. So we can either, and then I'll drink it. So you guys can either be really nice to me and pick one that looks really good and easier to make, or you can be really mean to me and pick one that looks really difficult to make and or will kill me. So we'll see what happens. I don't know how to do the voting. Maybe it'll just be whatever hits in the moment. Let's see. We gotta go with the best only. Why do I just know this stream is gonna devolve into Maple screaming nonstop very soon? I mean, I'm not gonna mix it on this one. Please don't kill the moose. So the first one I have is the Fat Man. So this is a Fallout themed drink, and it sort of functions like, I don't know if you guys have ever had like an Irish car bomb, where you've been in a Maple stream before. So with an Irish car bomb, you have a big thing of Guinness. You have a big glass of Guinness, and then you put Jameson and Bailey's into a shot glass, and then you drop the shot glass into the Guinness, and you have to chug it as fast as possible, because if you don't, like, the Bailey's winds up curdling in the Guinness. So it's basically a drop and chug. It also tends to have splash damage, because when you drop the shot in, depending on how generous your bartender is, there's a high probability that Guinness is gonna go all over the place. I actually used to drink these. This used to be like one of my like party drinks of choice. Not the Fat Man, the Irish car bomb, because it was really popular where I'm from. And to the point that, like, when you would do things like have a tie during trivia night or something, that was basically how people determined the tiebreaker. Was like an Irish car bomb chugging contest, but you couldn't spill any on yourself. Not that my most salty story is that I tied for first place in a trivia contest one time. And I went up. I was chosen as the drinker for my team because they knew that was like my drink of choice. And I was the only person. So I finished second in the chug off. But the guy who finished first had his drink all over himself. Like, he spilled it all over himself. And I was like, he loses, he spilled it all over himself. And the guy was like, well, he comes here a lot, so I want to let him win. And I was like, there's no honor in this. I can feel my liver telling me to leave the stream. Now it's good, I swear. One time actually I was at a party, I think, and we ran out of Jameson, and somebody started mixing tequila with the Baileys instead to drop into the Guinness for the Irish Carbos, and it was the most wretched looking thing I've ever seen in my life, and every day I'm committed to trying to forget it. You should have lost for wasting a perfectly good drink. That's what I said. I was like, if you spill it all over yourself, you lose. I'm sorry. Is the drop shot in the Fat Man called Little Boy? I don't know, it might be. But so this is the Fallout themed drink. So it looks like the shot itself is spiced rum and cinnamon whiskey. So that would be probably, I don't know if and then some vanilla vodka. So I like that they went for spicy. I like that they went for spicy in the shot itself, because I think if you're gonna do something like this Fallout themed, and I think, let me see. Oh, they actually have I actually copied and pasted the directions. Pour the Dr. Pepper in a highball glass. Mix in the shot of that's not a highball glass. That's a that's a mason jar. But anyway, mix in the shot of vanilla vodka. Oh, so the vanilla vodka goes into the Dr. Pepper. Pour the spiced rum and cinnamon whiskey into a shot glass. Make sure bystanders are out of the blast radius and deploy the Fat Man. Drop the shot into the highball glass. Consume and make sure to find some Radaway quick. So I like that they put the spiciness into the shot. So I guess the shot is supposed to be the Fat Man. And just you're going through the motion of dropping it and making, like, you're exploding your drink everywhere. But I mean, I like that they made it spicy, because I feel like that's needed to get, like, the vibe. But I kind of wish that the Dr. Pepper part was, like, alcoholic. Well, I mean, I guess it has vanilla vodka in it. But I feel like what makes an Irish car bomb so devastating is that, like, you're dropping alcohol into alcohol. So I wonder if we could, like, not spice up, but I wonder if we could, like, adjust this. Maybe this isn't a good one to Mixology, because I would, like, ruin all my streaming equipment with the blast. But yeah, I wish that the actual thing you dropped it into was more alcoholic. Maybe the alcohol itself is supposed to be, like, I don't know, supposed to be the rads. The spice rum cinnamon whiskey coffee will be fairly chaotic already. Combo. Yeah. But I just liked this because now that I'm, like, I'd like to play more Fallout New Vegas, but every time I've played it, I've gotten DMCA'd. Because even when I turn off the radio, I, like, walk by somebody with a radio on and immediately YouTube is like, how dare you? So I'd like to play more Fallout New Vegas. I'm tired of, like, waking up to notifications that are like, your stream has been muted. And I'm like, oh my god. But I wanted to include this just as a nod that I get that reference now. Could you play it on Twitch? Isn't Twitch has pretty bad DMCA too now, right? Though maybe not quite as bad. I know that they also mute parts of streams, but I don't know if it's hit and miss. Yeah. So like the Fat Man, whenever I play Fallout, I'm caught in the blast radius. There's some Zelda ones I'm really excited about. So this is the Golden Goddesses. It's a 3-shot flight for the goddesses from Zelda. You gamble with it. Perfect for Fallout New Vegas. I guess that's true. Okay. Isn't there an option to silence music from other players? Oh, no, it's like NPCs who are blasting it. Do you drink them with your friends or do you drink all three? That's the question, isn't it? That's the question. But I like, so they split it up into 3. So Nairu's love is UV Blue, Diamor Quattro, and Sprite. Sprite. Din's Fire is Yukon Jack, Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey, and UV Cherry. I like that they're using the UVs to help color. And then Ferrari's Wind is Pineapple Rum. Ooh. Creme de Banana, UV Blue, and Rose's Lime Juice. Oh, the lime juice sounds really good. So I like this because like they actually put like Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey into the fire shot. Like I like stuff that and I like that they put Diamor into the love shot. Like it's those that's where the magic happens, you know? It's those little touches that let you know they actually care about the craft. But the reading the recipes reminded me. So I have two recipes that I've gotten from friends. One that I used to make with my friends a lot is something that they call the Flaming Orchard. It's Angry Orchard cider. And you basically pour out your Angry Orchard cider, and then you add Fireball to taste, basically. So you get Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey and you add it to the Angry Orchard to taste. That stuff is so sweet. Well, so there's different Angry Orchards too. They have a lot of different flavors. I don't like the really sweet ones because they make me like, ugh. I like the ones that tend to be a little bit more dry. So I usually pour it into the dry ones. But then the cinnamon, the Fireball actually helps a lot because it sort of cuts the sweetness as well. But it winds up sort of tasting, because cinnamon and apple naturally goes really well together. It tastes really good, but because it's Fireball with an Angry Orchard, they call it a Flamin' Orchard. But those are really good. I've gotten pretty messed up on those at my friends. That was usually our drink of choice when we were playing like horror games for some reason. So like when we play like Resident Evil 7 or The Evil Within and stuff like that, which we would all play as a group, we would make Flamin' Orchards. It's also just like a really nice like fall drink. It just has like nice, like apple crisp vibes, like apple crisp, but that makes you crazy. And then the creme de banana remind me. So there's an alcohol called 99 Bananas, and I've had friends actually mix 99 Bananas with root beer, which like when you hear that you're kind of like, really? Not bananas and root beer? But and I'm not really, so I've never really been a soda drinker. It's just like, I think I only really ever started drinking soda when I started drinking alcohol, and it was really just like because it happened to be there. It was like because it was involved. It wasn't me like, I'm gonna drink soda now. I was like, I'll try a rum and coke. But I've never really drank root beer or any other sodas. And so I was sort of like, it doesn't sound like something I was into. But they convinced me to try it, and they call a root beer and 99 Bananas a Donkey Kong. Because you have like the whole root beer like comes in barrels. There's a lot of root beer. A lot of root beer like marketing and stuff like that has it like in barrels, And then, of course, the bananas. Yeah, it's cute, right? It's really cute. 99 bananas would kill you with radiation alone. Okay, but it's really good in root beer. But yeah, so the donkey, I actually highly recommend the Donkey Kong. Because it's like sweet, but not too sweet. It's just like kind of a pleasant drink. And it's nothing like super like pretty to look at. It's pretty basic, but the taste is it's very Donkey Kong, if you know what I mean. If you ever wonder what death egg tastes like, I'll make a death egg drink. It's just like antifreeze. So you'll mix some Donkey Kong if that wins. I mean, I would make a Donkey Kong. I didn't put it in the list. It just reminded me of it when I saw the creme de bananas. I was like, oh yeah, I don't think I mentioned the Donkey Kong in here. That's a classic. It's a classic drink. Classic gaming drink. I wonder if they make these. So like I've gone to a couple of those like after party, like PAX after party or E3 after party or whatever. Like I've gone to a couple of those, but I never stay very long because like I get kind of, what's the word? I'm kind of like, there's a lot of people here. I don't know any of them. I'd like rather be playing games with my friends right now. And so I never stay at them very long. But I know some of them used to make stuff like this. I wonder if I could get menus from any of those. I wonder if I could like sneak around and find some menus. It's past your bedtime, that's the other thing. If it's called an after party, it's probably after my bedtime, you know what I'm saying. Out of all the names I could give the Donkey Kong drink, I'm disappointed they didn't name it the Banana Slamma. Okay, but maybe that's what it should be called. And if they aren't making these at stuff like PAX, that's a missed opportunity and they should hire me. No offense. No offense, but I deserve it. But yeah, so that's the question is, would you drink all of these yourself or would you get like would you get 2 buds together and each take a shot? Like, I feel like this would be something that would be good for like a Zelda launch if you were like celebrating a Zelda launch with your bros. Here's another bomb drink. This one is the Bomb Chew. I'm drinking all 3 of them. This one actually sounds completely wretched to me. I just wanted to put it in. I just wanted to put it in here because I like the energy. Not the Red Bull. That's exactly it. It's just any drink with a Red Bull. So I've never, is it blue Curacao or Curacao? I've never said it correctly. Probably. Either way. I always just am like the blue thing. But it's 1 shot of that, 1 shot of blueberry vodka, bleh, and 1 serving of Red Bull. My God. The Triforce of inebriation. This one is called the Bomb Chew. Like, so I've second one with the saucy curacao. Okay. I've never, so let me back up. So like I'll drink like Jaeger bombs, which have Red Bull in them. But that was sort of when I was like younger and stronger. And then at some point, it was sort of near the end of my career in games, like when I was really like at peak burnout and I was just trying to like survive day to day. Because we were in like a big like metropolitan, we were in Southern California. Of course, at some and we worked at a game company. Eventually, you know, Red Bull's always trying to get with the gamers or whatever. Eventually, the Red Bull girls showed up with their little like backpack fridges, and they were like, "Oh, like we brought you free Red Bull. Like, remember Red Bull? Maybe have a sponsorship or partner with Red Bull." Blah 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 blah. And So they came to our office with their backpacks full of Red Bull and gave them out as like a promotional thing and wanted us to like partner with them or whatever. And I mean, it was free. And so I took some Red Bulls and I just sort of kept them on the side of my desk because I was like, I've never really drank Red Bull outside of a Jaeger bomb and I don't know that I would. But then I had a few nights where I had a lot of work to do and I was like fading fast and I needed to be in the office till like 10:30 or 11 p.m. to make sure that certain things like got done and got out. And so I started cracking into the Red Bull situation on the side of my desk. And then it like became a habit. And so like I would just wind up drinking like 2 or 3 of them before I would leave every night just to like keep going and powering myself through until I could go home. But then there was like one night where I was driving home after doing that and I felt like I was having a heart attack and I was like, okay, maybe I don't drink the Red Bull anymore. So I really haven't had it since, but I just like the energy of this drink. I just like that you're dropping alcohol straight into a full Red Bull and it's like bright blue and bright yellow, like the bomb chew. Y'all ever been to a bar where the prep of Red Bull, like you're gonna shotgun it, they pour half out, fill it with vodka, you shotgun that? Yeah, me neither. Made a killing on my campus. They never came to my campus was kind of remote, so I never really had any like cool promo things. We just had like weird protesters sometimes, that was it. I wish I had Red Bulls under my seat on at my campus. That would have helped me out a lot. But yeah, I really haven't drank. I've sort of steered clear of Red Bulls since my game days, but I would give it up for this if requested. I would venture back into the horror. Now we're getting to the pretty stuff. So this is a tingle bottle. Uh-oh. Why is it off the screen? Maybe I gotta... Tingle bottle. There you go. Now we can see the recipe. Okay. Graphic design is my passion. Don't say it. Don't say it. How many of these drinks are named or inspired by explosives? I mean, they're drinks. I feel like a lot of them just are. My campus is weird. One week they were giving away waffles and ice cream. The next, Jesse and James from Team Rocket guest appeared to take pics and sign stuff. Wait, what? Absolutely the fuck not. Why? Is it because it's Tingle? Oh, I'm sorry. I see the white edge on the screen. That's my bad. Graphic design is my passion. You must understand. How's that? That looking better? Oops. Oops. Did I fix it? I fixed it! I refuse to drink anything based off Tingle. So there's white tequila, vodka, Midori. I like Midori. Midori's pretty good. A cherry. There's also a Tingle. So this is the Tingle bottle itself. There's also a smaller shot. That's just a smaller version of this, but I wanted to include the big version. And in the Tingle bottle, you add half of a cinnamon stick. See, I like that, like, it's not perfect because, well, I like that, like, it evokes different things. Like, the Tingle bottle itself, like, it's doesn't have, like, a red cap or anything, but I like that it's close enough, but it also, like, Tingle has, like, his red nose. I like that it all just fits together. And also, like, the cinnamon stick is supposed to look like this thing, whatever that is. I just love this. It sounds, white tequila and vodka actually with Midori actually sounds pretty nice to me. It sounds a little But like, but I could deal with it. I could deal with it. Tingle gonna make you feel tingly. Worried that none of these use simple syrups or anything. I'm not a coward. Isn't Midori just green? I mean, yeah, I guess you could technically just fill it with Midori, but I think Midori is best when mixed with other things. A treasure map in there. Oh, it is! So the cinnamon stick is supposed to be a little rolled up oh my god, that's so cute! That's so cute! I love it! Now I do want to make this. Now I feel strongly about this drink. But let me take a quick aside for a drinking story. It's the one that I thought of at the beginning of the stream. I went to PAX. Well, I used to go to PAX every year, but one year, sometimes I would stay, like, I had a lot of friends who lived nearby, and so I would just stay, like, on their couch or something. But then some years I would get a hotel if there was just, like, too many of us going, and we wanted to be, like, closer to the convention center or something. So one of the years where we all stayed in a hotel together, we decided to drink together and play drinking games in the hotel room, like after the con ended that night. And my friend was the one mixing the drinks. I didn't see him mixing the drinks. And he had been like pre-gaming. He'd been drinking before we all went back to the hotel room, and I didn't realize how far gone he was. Like, he played it pretty straight. And so I was just like, you know, like, yeah, of course he can mix the drinks for us. Like, he's an excellent drink master. Well, not on this night. Apparently he was so far gone he no longer could accurately measure anything that he was mixing. And so he was sort of like, I think I asked for like a screwdriver or something, because we didn't have a lot. This was like, we were pretty young, and we were picking up like Vladdy's vodka from like the corner store to mix our drinks with. So we were in dire straits. But he was pretty much just filling like a cup full of Vladdy's vodka and then adding like orange juice for color. And I was drinking, and I was kind of like, these taste really strong, but he's pretty good at you know, preparing drinks. And I don't want to be like, bro, you're pouring the drinks too strong or whatever. So I just was drinking it, but assuming that it was like more of a normally poured screwdriver instead of the trap that he made for me. I drank it a little too fast, and then by the time I finished the first one, I should not have been trusted to discern the strength of any of them after that, but he kept pouring them in that fashion, I guess. And he was also pouring them for himself, so he was getting more and more messed up. He was messing everybody else up who was like, whoa, these are strong. And nobody was really in control of the situation. We all fell asleep at some point. We were playing like drinking games, and card games and stuff like that, and then at some point everyone fell asleep. So I woke up like cozily tucked into bed, and I just sort of heard a weird noise, like from the floor region. And I was like, what's going on? And I like looked over, and one of the other people who was staying in the room was like in the other hotel bed, like across the way, and their eyes were wide open and just staring at me because they were like, what was that noise? And I was like, I'll go check it out. So I got up, and I found my friend who had been pouring the drinks. I found him face down on the floor, just sort of making like incoherent like pain noises. And I was like, this is bad. And I was like, hey buddy, how you feeling? I was like, I'm not feeling great. because I think you might have been mixing those drinks a little strong. And he was like, and I was like, we're gonna get you to the bathroom just in case. And so I picked him up. I like put his arm over my shoulders, and I sort of dragged him into the bathroom and flopped him in front of the toilet and like made sure he was like sitting up and like in the stance. And then I gave him his privacy. And I sort of went back and I was sitting sitting in bed like on my phone, and he came stumbling out. He like walked straight out into a mirror that was in front of him, stepped back and looked at the mirror like it had done something to him, and then came around the corner and he was like, bro, thank you so much for bringing me in there. I got sick, but it was okay because you brought me in there. And I was like, no problem, man, anytime. And he was like, no, you don't understand. He was like, you're like the Samwise Gamgee and I am Frodo, and you carried me and you brought me in there, and the toilet was Mount Doom and the ring was my vomit. And I was like, what is happening right now? He also proceeded to like call all of our friends who were not in the hotel with us at like 9 in the morning and scream at them that he woke up drunk, and they were like, please, I'm trying to sleep. His speech started out so coherent. Did he remember any of it? He didn't remember the night before. He did remember the whole like Lord of the Rings speech, like in a vague way. And he also remembered calling everyone. I think he mostly remembered calling everyone because everyone angrily texted him later to never do that again, and he was like, whoops. Please do not make a ring out of your vomit. I was just like, and I was telling him later, I was like, yeah, you said I was the Sam to your Frodo and Mount Doom was the toilet and the ring was your vomit or something. And he was just like, I mean, I stand by it. I hope he is proud of himself. Well, after he got out, after that speech, he flopped back over. Well, what the fuck? Where the fuck have you been? Were you hiding behind my couch? Hold on. I didn't realize syrup was in here. That scared me. I closed the door to my office to try and make it so it might echo less. But I never like to lock her in here because like her food and water and stuff are outside, but I didn't realize she was in here. But she just came stumbling out from behind my couch and looked at me. It scared the crap out of me because I only saw her reflection in my monitor. You're so scary. Yeah, you're my scary girl. Don't yell at me. Yeah, go get your snackies. Go get your snackies. Thought there was a ghost in here with me. All right, she's out. But yeah, after he gave that speech, he sort of flopped back over and fell asleep, and none of us in the room could wake him up. And like he was fine, he was like breathing and like everything was like, because that's the thing is when people get really drunk, I like check up on them. Because I'm like, I don't want this to be a problem. And he was fine. He was just exhausted and did not want to wake up. And finally, I took the nuclear option. And he really, if you guys ever seen that, what was that like kids show? Lazy Town? I think it's like a Lil Jon Lazy Town mashup. Where it's like, I'm sure I can find it later, but he was like, I knew that he was really obsessed with that video at the time, and so I took the nuclear option, and to get him out of bed, I Yeah, cooking by the book, yeah. I was trying to wake him up and he wouldn't wake up, so I finally stood back and I said, break it down, bitch! And he flung himself out of bed with like the most energy I've ever seen out of anyone, and he yelled, let me see you back it up! And I was like, alright, we're leaving, let's go! We gotta get out of here before you have the chance to flop over again. And then I had to like chaperone him through the streets to try and get him home. That was another thing. I was like, if I ever have to try and wake you up when you don't want to wake up again, I know how. Bring it down, bitch. Let me see you back it up. So that was a good PAX year. Part of the reason I remember that, so that was one of the years, and I was actually fine the next morning, ironically, like, whereas my friend was really destroyed. I went and I bought him a bunch of like wheat thins, and he was just sitting in the hotel lobby while I was checking out, just looking destroyed and like messily eating wheat thins. And I was like, this just looks like such a disaster. But I was actually fine that year. But it was the year maybe after that, where I actually got kind of sick off of drinking. But that was the year that Mass Effect 3 came out. And I was on my phone while throwing up, trying to get my galactic readiness up, and my friends were like, are you good? They were like, please put the phone away. Your galactic readiness does not matter right now. And I was like, hold my hair. Yeah, let's move on before I go off any harder. So now we're in so this is a Mega Man drink. You had priorities. So this is a Mega Man drink. This is the X Buster. And it's gin, blue curacao, lemon lime soda. I like the idea of lemon lime soda in some of these drinks. It just sounds nice. And then a cherry, which I think is supposed to be either the end of his... So I think this is supposed to sort of look either like his cannon or like maybe just evoke like the helmet with the red gem on the helmet. But this is like, I don't really like... I almost used my redeem for Mega Man X2. I haven't even beaten X1. But I just, even though I don't really like sweet drinks, I've always liked really blue drinks. And I don't know if it's because I'm predisposed to liking stuff that looks like it glows because I'm into like high fantasy and and JRPGs and stuff like that. 2 for the price of 1 maple, is it? But this actually looks like pretty gentle drink wise. And it's just clean. So that's the thing is, if you wanna, yeah. If you wanna make your own drink, it doesn't have to be like fancy. Like, it doesn't have to... I have some real fancy ones in here, but it doesn't have to be super fancy. This is really straightforward, but it sounds pleasant, and it just evokes Mega Man when you look at it, and that's all it has to do. Sometimes simple is the best. Glowing drinks are tempting, sorry. I was around for radioactive drinks in the 20s, I'd be a goner. I would not be embarrassed drinking this with family. Yeah, it just looks nice. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was like blue hypnotic or something like that. I used to mix a blue vodka. Maybe it was sky blue. It was something bad. When I was much younger, I used to mix a blue vodka of some kind with, what's the brand name? Maybe it's called Simply Lemonade, or I don't know if they make it anymore, but it's the lemonade version of Simply Orange. It's like the really like simple lemonade. But for some reason that combo always made it, as long as you put the mix in, right? It always kind of looked like a little bit like Final Fantasy VII-esque. Like, it always looked a little bit like live streamy to me. So I always liked that mix, even though I'm not really a vodka drinker anymore. I always liked the aesthetics of that mix. Coffee is a video game drink because it's from Animal Crossing. That's true, though. Please tell me that's called the Blue Bomber. It's not, but now it is. We're renaming it. It's called the X-Buster. But I'm renaming it so that we can have a running theme here. Coffee's a Persona 5 reference. Wait, is Brewster? Do they have Brewster in the in New Horizons yet? They gotta, right? I thought they added Brewster. I haven't played New Horizons. Yeah, okay. I haven't played New Horizons in a hot minute. He was added last year. I have not played in a while, but I would like to go back. And I always liked my boy Brewster. I gotta get back. I didn't look up any Animal Crossing drinks. That would be really interesting, actually. I bet there's some good ones. So I love this. This is the Metroid. Half a shot of Bacardi Big Apple, half a shot of coconut rum, half a glass of kiwi, strawberry, Minute Maid, or Kool-Aid. I don't love that part. That sounds a little sweet to me. A little less than half. I would probably put more Sprite in over the Minute Maid or Kool-Aid just to like cut the sugar down a little bit. The baby. And then 3 strawberries. So that's the other thing. I love if you can incorporate like a cherry or a strawberry, because I really like I like fruit that's been soaked. Papa Moose really like does not like fruit for some reason, but he really likes Manhattans, which tend to come with a cherry in them. And so whenever we all go out, it's like Mama Moose's like right as the matriarch, because me and her both love like fruit soaked or alcohol soaked fruit. When he's done with his Manhattan, she always snatches the cherry. But if for some reason she isn't there and it's just me and Papa Moose, like when we go to Otakon, I always get the cherry. And I'm like, hey, finally my time has come. There's no way that tastes good, but I love it. Yeah, it doesn't sound like my thing, but it sounds like it could be somebody's thing, you know? And I like the idea of eating the strawberries afterwards. They sound like they'd be really good. But this is a really good example of like something that just looks good. It might not taste good, but dang, does it look like a Metroid, you know? All these drinks look really cool and all. None of them sound better than just a good cold beer, but maybe I'm just weird. No, I'm a simple moose. Well, that's the thing, is when I was younger, I used to like really sweet drinks. I had like a very short period of time where I was like, I love apple teenies and I love screwdrivers, but I think that was more because I had like no money and those drinks are generally really easy to just throw together. But like the older I've gotten and the more like I just can't deal with that amount of sugar anymore. Now I really like stuff that's more like floral and has herbs in it and stuff like that. So stuff with like basil and I mean I like stuff like straight whiskey. But whenever I like go to like a restaurant or something and I want to order a drink and there's something that has like basil or sage or something, I tend to go for that because I like stuff that tastes kind of earthy now because it's really low key. If it's too sweet, I always wind up giving it to one of my friends because I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. You can sub out the coconut rum for just the apple one. I'd probably like it a lot. I wonder if the coconut, I don't know what color the coconut rum is, because I think that wasn't the coconut rum and something else up here. Coconut wasn't here. Where's the coconut rum? Am I making this up? Oh, pineapple rum. That's not coconut though. I don't know why I thought there was coconut rum and something else. Yeah, I'm not sure what color I'm not sure what the coconut rum adds other than maybe like it might mellow out the flavor, like the fruitiness a little bit. Usually clear, yeah, that's what I thought. So you could probably sub something in that was either clear or this yellowy green if you wanted to mellow it out or change up the flavor profile. That sounds kind of but not in a Canada way. With his coconut rum, he fires his spurts. If he shoots you, it's gonna hurt. Yeah, I've never been like... That's the thing is, like, I'm weird about coconut because I really like certain coconut things and I really don't like certain other coconut things, and it totally depends on the thing. Like, I don't like shaved coconut. So if you give me, like, a cake that has, like, coconut flakes on the top, I will struggle. Like, and I'm not a picky eater either. Like, people put stuff in front of me and I will eat the entire thing and they'll be like, oh, like, you know, it wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be, but you seem to really like it. And I'll be like, nah, I didn't really like it, but, you know, I had to finish it. I was taught to clear my plate, so that's just what I do. And so I'll eat it, but I'll struggle through it. And so I just find, like, the texture of, like, shaved coconut really hard to deal with. I find it really tough. And I don't find the flavor to be, like, rewarding enough for how tough the texture can be. And so I don't like that, but I've always, like, been pretty cool with coconut drinks or coconut curry. So I think I'm okay with the flavor, but not the texture, I guess. Like Woody Harrelson in the hit film Zombieland. I think I fall under that category. But yeah, I don't have coconut rum very often because it's not really, like, in the schmicks of things that I would usually get. So I don't know what it would taste like. There was one this is another drinking story. There was one time where I was living in a building. I was living in a building with some friends, and on the floor, I think it was the floor below us. I think it was only a 1 floor difference. In the floor below us, there was a bunch of girls lived in an apartment together, and one of the guys that I lived with really liked one of the girls who lived downstairs. And she seemed to kind of like him, but, like, we weren't sure. And he was really, really nervous and was like, he was like, I want to, like, ask her to hang out, but I don't want to be weird. And so he was like, will you be my wingman? And, like, will you, like, help wingman me with this girl? So that I can, like, you know, maybe spend some time with her and talk to her more. Without being a creep and without seeming weird. And I was like, yeah, sure, man. And he was like, okay. He was like, I'm gonna, like, have this thing where she said that she invited us over, but, like, I'll say that we're gonna bring, I think we made coconut margaritas, I think is what we made. That's what reminded me of this. He was like, I'll say that we're gonna bring over, like, the coconut margarita mix, and he was like, and we can all make it together. And then hang out, and then he was like, and if it's, like, going well, then you know, you can go home, because, you know, we only live 1 floor away, so it'll be easy. And if it's, like, you know, if it's not going well, then we can both go home. And he was like, you'll know if it's going well. He's like, you have a good sense for that. And I was like, gotcha, bro. Like, I'm all over it. So we got so the problem was he was so nervous. He was like, I'm gonna make some coconut margaritas before we go down. And I was like, okay, man, I'm in. And so we had, like, 2 coconut margaritas each. And then we walked downstairs to see to hang out with this girl. And I'm just there as, like, basically the purposeful third wheel wingman. And so we get down there, and me and him are both, like, visibly already, like, have been drinking. And we start making more coconut margaritas in her kitchen. And she was very cool. She was a very cool girl. But I could tell that she was like, these idiots. So we were all drinking and we were talking. And then, like, me and her just kept, like, having these like really deep connection moments where it was like, oh my god, like you had that same experience when you were a teenager, tell me about that. And like as the night went on, it became more and more clear that I was just like stealing this girl for him. It's so bad, but like because we had pregame, we were both like really drunk, and like like I was not being sensitive to the fact that at some point I was supposed to leave, because I was just like feeling it and too far gone to be like to be aware. And he was like drunk enough to not be very subtle about it. And so I'm sitting there like having a great time with this girl, and he was like, Maple, you have to go. So eventually, finally, he like shuffled me out of there, and he was like, bro, you have to go. And I was like, okay, I got you, bro. And so I shuffled out of there, very proud of my work that I did incorrectly. But so I left the apartment, I'd say around like 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning. It was something like that. It was really late. And keep in mind, I only lived 1 floor away. Like, I just had to walk up a flight of stairs. I had to walk up a flight of stairs and I would have been home. But, and we were pretty certain, because I think I also texted somebody. I think I texted one of my roommates that was up there, and I was like, I'm coming back, or like you still up? Like I'm coming up, and so we had like a timestamp on it. So I left probably around, let's say 1 in the morning. I didn't get back to my apartment until like 2 in the morning. So it took me a full hour to go from an apartment on the 1st floor to an apartment on the 2nd floor. But not only did it take me a full hour, I showed up with like arms full of tortilla chips. And nobody knows where I got them from. Like nobody could account for my whereabouts or where I would have gotten just like multiple bags of tortilla chips. like my roommates were like, how did you rob? I don't know. Do you need to plan something for dinner? No, I have some rice going actually, so I'm good. So yeah, my roommate said that I texted them, and then like an hour passed, and they were like, "Where is she?" They were like, "She hasn't come home." I'm like, should we be worried? And then I just came rolling in, arms full of tortilla chips, and I was like, "What's up, guys?" And they were like, "Why does she have tortilla chips? Where did she get these from?" And I don't know. I've never figured it out. Like, we asked around the next day, like we knew some other people in the building, and everyone was like, did she like come by? Did you give her tortilla chips? And everyone was like, no. So I have, and keep it like clearly I wasn't driving or anything like that because I was pretty dumb, but I didn't even own a car. So even if I could have driven, like, that's the thing, is I couldn't have driven even if it was a good idea, which it wasn't. Like, I could not have possibly driven anywhere. I somehow on foot spent an hour getting armfuls of tortilla chips and then coming home with them. Like, it was the most natural thing in the world. They didn't pull out the queso, fake friends. I think they were just like, you woke us up at 2 in the morning, busting into the apartment with arms full of of tortilla chips, and like, we're trying to reconcile what just happened here. So that's another, the coconut rum reminded me of that, because I just remembered the coconut margaritas and how I wound up with a lot of mystery tortilla chips. Good times, good times. That's the thing, is that like, drunk Maple is occasionally like a chaotic monster, but like sometimes she also comes up and you never really know what's gonna happen. Did they get together? They did, actually. And they were apparently showing their, she was like, I love your friend, she's so cool. And he was like, she's not. I was like, am I cool now? I brought home 4 bags of tortilla chips. Oof. What? Your friend who brings you a bunch of free tortilla chips isn't cool? I see how it is. I'm not gonna give you any tortilla chips next time. But they did. They got together. It was... It was really funny. But he joked about it for a long time. He was just like, yeah, you almost ruined that. He was like, you almost stole her. And I was like... Instead, I stole some tortilla chips. I wasn't going home empty-handed that night. Your friend threw you under the bus so he could get the girl. That is my role, though. I happily play that role. Yeah, you love, if you're a good wingman, you're fine with living under the bus sometimes. Sometimes that's how it's gotta be. So this is a Mass Effect drink. Like I said, I have a PDF. I need to get, maybe I might have to, I have to do some shuffling. But this is a Mass Effect drink. It's actually based on, I think, the drink that Tali drinks. I forget whether it's, I think it's Mass Effect 3. Tali drink, like she's at the bar drinking alcohol through a straw. But it shows the drink at some point, and it looks like this. It's blue, but it has a red rim. And so they mimicked it here. And Maple's gonna show us her shepherd shuffle after drinking a few of these. That's one of my, yeah, the emergency induction port. Yeah, she's drinking it through a straw. And she's like, it's my emergency induction port. That's one of my favorite things to do in the Mass Effect games is when I go to the club, I just like to slam the shepherd shuffle as much as possible. Doesn't she get absolutely blasted? Yes. So it's more blue curacao is popular in these drinks, but it's vodka or soda water if you want to lessen the alcohol. Apricot brandy, that sounds really good actually. Blue curacao, lime juice, and ice. And then the garnish is granulated sugar, water, and food coloring. That's really easy. But I like too that it both mimics the drink in the game, but also this is sort of really iconic of like Mass Effect's colors too. So I think it works on multiple levels. I think they could use something that sounds a little bit more, I don't know, or feels a little bit more like a space age drink than like blue curacao. I'm sure we could find a suitable replacement for that. Because I want something that feels like if I'm gonna drink like a space age drink or a drink from like a science fiction game, like I want it to feel like really smooth, you know? I want it to feel really like smooth and really clean tasting. Like I don't want it to be too like, I don't want it to be too cloying. I want it to like go down easy. We talking about drunk Tali. I'm reminded how in Citadel DLC she somehow got so blasted she went and got a tattoo. Wait, how did she get a tattoo? Like the Quarians can like not take off their suits outside. I need to play Mass Effect again. But yeah, I should have put a picture. There's definitely a picture of her holding this drink. I think it was on the site when I was browsing, and it actually showed her holding it, and I was like, oh, that's really accurate. Some hologram tattoo. They have hologram tattoos? I guess that makes sense. This one's kind of interesting. So these are BioShock themed drinks. It's Adam and Eve. So the health, basically the health potion and the plasmid potion. This is Adam and this is Eve. So it's grenadine. Let's see. Grenadine. I think the splash of Irish cream is there to give it this like cloudy effect. Because everything else is clear. So I think if you like, I think if you put all of the other things together and then you sort of splash the Irish cream in and like maybe push it down a little bit with a spoon, you'll get this sort of like marbleized effect. I actually really like the marble effect. I know it can look kind of gross and like dirty depending on how you do it, but I think with these drinks and knowing like that it's supposed to be Adam and Eve stuff from BioShock, I think it fits really well. And it just makes it look more like, what's the word? Like it has some heft to it, I guess. You gonna shoot bees from your hands after drinking a few of those? I miss BioShock. I think I've told this story, but I played the entirety of BioShock 1 in a single night because I was trying to stay up all night for something, and I didn't want to go to sleep because I knew I wouldn't wake up, so I just committed and just played the whole thing in one night. And I always really loved the cloudiness. Freaks me out. Yeah, I think it's a your mileage may vary situation. More like slam them and leave. But it's I really liked BioShock 1, and I liked BioShock 2, not as much as 1, but I still liked it. I'd like to replay those someday. But I like the cloudiness because I think it adds a little something. I think it makes it look a little more like mystical. But it's definitely, if that's not your jam, you could probably also achieve it with, and this sort of depends on, you know, what other flavors you're mixing it with. You could probably also achieve that with like normal cream or even milk to get that cloudy. Milk might not work. Milk might not be thick enough to get the cloudy effect. But I really like that. Like, I think if you want to make like potion seller, heavy cream maybe, yeah. I think if you want to make like a potion that sort of looks like, you know, it's got some swirly doos in it, I think that the splash of Irish cream is gonna be what achieves that for you. I think like this, I think it just gives a little something, but not for everybody. I'd like to, and I wonder too if you have to you probably have to drink it right away, both so that the cream doesn't get gross and so it doesn't like settle on the bottom, because I can see that being kind of wretched. But I really like these. I just think they're neat. There's just something about them. There's just something about them I like. No judgment, no judgment. Lime infused, sorry, I'm reading. Lime infused gin. Ooh. Cinnamon schnapps, that has to be for the Adam. Huh. Have you ever drank anything with egg white in it? Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to remember where I was. I want to say I was like at a Japanese restaurant or Japanese bar. I definitely had something with egg white in it. There was also, we used to have this thing where sometimes if like our games like won awards or something like that, or if like they won like an award from like IGN or like any of the other big outlets like that, sometimes people or reporters from those outlets would like come take some of the team out to dinner as sort of like the congrats, like you won this award and we're gonna hang out and talk to you about it and whatever. And so we would get a free fancy dinner at like a nice restaurant. And I think I had a lot of egg white drinks at one of those situations. We went to like a really, really nice tuna. Like I probably brought down the general value of the restaurant by being there. We went to a really, really nice, I think it was a seafood restaurant in LA, and they had an egg white drink there, and I had a lot of them. And all of the waiters were dressed up like butlers. And like me and like two of the other girls on the team were just like destroyed off of these egg white drinks to the point that these butlers would come and like personally escort us to the bathroom because we like were too drunk to find our own way there. But then that only made us worse because we were like, oh, the cute butler men are escorting us like princesses. We should drink more. It just made us monsters. I'm trying to remember who that was with. Whether that was like IGN or if it was one of the other sites. I just remember being like, they're never gonna give us an award again. Because we're all horrible. Let's see. Oh, so now I have sort of a series of drinks now. So this is the Final Fantasy series of drinks. So this is slow on the left and hazy. Did the butlers help pour the alcohol down your throats too? I mean, I'm sure they weren't trying to stop us. So yeah, slow is on the left and haste is on the right. So slow is UV blue raspberry vodka, Rose's blue raspberry cocktail mix, and Sprite. That kind of makes sense. And then haste is orange juice, pineapple juice, and then Red Bull. And a splash of grenadine. So the Red Bull is in there for the that's not, wait, is haste is like barely alcoholic. The haste is just a splash of alcohol and Red Bull, yeah. So the haste is more like the upper and the slow is the downer, I guess. But I like that they even made haste like opaque and slow see-through. I like when they can mix it up like that, when they can differentiate them like that, and I just like it. I just like them. Has slow always been blue and haste always been an orange color? I thought that they were actually reversed in one of the games. Because I remember the first time I saw this, I was like, oh, those should be swapped. But in, I think Final Fantasy 11, they are these colors. But I think there's another. Sprite has never slowed anyone down. Grenadine isn't even alcoholic, yeah. So maybe haste is just there to get you amped up, and then slow is to, or maybe you're supposed to take slow and then haste to get you. Maybe you have to take them together, take them one after the other, so you can achieve balance. But I like how they really like achieved the theme here, because this is good, because see, this is a good example of both the contents of the drink and the look. I feel like really achieve the ultimate goal of representing what they're supposed to be. Do not take both uppers and downers. Why not? Just kidding, don't do it. This is Twitch, that's a bit. Twitch, that's a bit! Wait. Where's this white coming from now? Are my slides different sizes, or am I losing my mind? She can do both. So I've actually had this drink before, and there's like a story attached to this drink. So this is the Tonberry. I love the knife in the picture. This is the Tonberry. It's half an ounce of Midori or other melon liqueur. It's half an ounce of sour apple pucker. A little much for me, but I appreciate it. And then half an ounce of absinthe. So absinthe for non-drinkers is it is the Tonberry of drink mixes. It's the Tonberry of ingredients. And absinthe has a history. And so I actually made this while I was visiting. I made this while I was visiting a friend, and we lived in this, not in the same city, but like about a city apart. And we were just like, oh yeah, let's like hang out and make the Tonberry. I think we were playing something Final Fantasy related at the time too. We were like, we'll hang out, make the Tonberry, like have a good time, get drunk, play some games. It's gonna be great. And so we made the Tonberry. And we drank more than I think the recommended serving size of the Tonberry. I think we both had like a few. And we were both pretty messed up. And then we had the genius idea to, I think they'd never played Final Fantasy XI before, and obviously I'm an old pro. And we were like, whoa, we're on this Final Fantasy kick, and we're drunk on Tonberries. Let's start Final Fantasy XI. Like, I'll make a new character. We'll like start. It'll be really fun. But I don't have my laptop on me. But oh, I don't live that far away. But we can't drive because we're drunk. And so, and I don't know why my friend offered to do it instead of me, because that would have made sense because it was my house. But my friend was like, I'm gonna go to your house and get your I'm gonna call an Uber. I'm gonna go to your house and get your laptop. And then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna play Final Fantasy XI. And I was like, let's go! And so I just sat there. I just sat there in my friend's apartment by myself. Well, they took an Uber to my apartment and got my laptop so we could play Final Fantasy XI. I don't even know why I was under the impression that it would even work, because obviously when you install Final Fantasy XI, it takes like 3 days to update to like the current patch. So anyway, so my friend came back. So they went to my house, got my laptop. They texted me like all like messed up, like laptop secure. And then they took the same Uber back to my house. And then they like came in their front door, and I'm sitting there and they're standing there in their front door with nothing in their hands. And I was like, didn't you get my laptop? And they were like, shit! Apparently they just like left my laptop in the Uber. And they had to call the Uber. And the Uber came back and returned my laptop. But I was like, I'm never drinking a Tonberry again. This is the most dangerous concoction that you can have. And I think I think I just showed them Final Fantasy XI. I was like, check this out. But I don't even think we like went through with our master plan about it. Because it didn't make any sense, because we came up with it after drinking a few of these. Sounds about right. I vote Tonberry then. No! Thank you for subscribing, Joe. So this seems like a choice. Yeah, the Tonberry will end you, is a good way to put it. I just remember drinking the Tonberry being I remember afterwards, once we were like, the next day, we were just like, that was a horrible idea that we should never do again. Like, we almost lost my laptop. Like, I was like, did you lock my house when you left? Like, who knows? So yeah, so Tonberry, questionable. It was pretty good though. It was surprisingly good because I'm not really like a fruity drink person either, but it wasn't that bad. This one's actually another one that I've made, and it's really good. It's definitely like a soccer mom drink. I'm hearing Tonberry endurance stream. I'm gonna die on camera. Yeah, this is definitely like a soccer mom drink because it's sort of one of those like blended ice drinks. But you have a 4th cup vodka, 4th cup triple sec, 4th cup vanilla liqueur, 1 cup of grapefruit juice. Obviously you gotta put, fill the blender with ice. You need ice in that bad boy, and then you blend it. So it's like a nice blended alcoholic drink. It's called the Moogle. It's called the Moogle. Obviously the wing does not come with it. I think I might have made a little like purple pipe cleaner wing to put in mine, because me and my friend made it. Actually my Lord of the Rings friend. My friend who said I was the Samwise to his Frodo after I carried him to the toilet. We made this together actually at my moose parents' house, because I was staying with them. I was staying with them for a couple weeks, and it happened to be while the Game Awards were on. And so we wanted to celebrate and watch the Game Awards with a special drink, and we picked this one. And so we like made this in Mama Moose's blender, and she was like, "What are you guys doing?" She was like, please don't make a mess of my house and your weird schemes. But it we made this. I think that was the Game Awards year where it was like Jeff Keighley and Joel McHale, and it was like super awkward and like off-brand, because I think it was the first year that they were off of Spike TV. That was the first year they were like indie, and Jeff hadn't really like locked down what he was gonna do yet, so it looked like they were kind of like in a, what's the word, almost like they were in a warehouse filming, and Joel McHale kept saying weird shit and Jeff Keighley looked really uncomfortable. It was a good year. We were pounding these like we were having the soccer mom drinks and enjoying a good old year of awkward Game Awards. Did Mama Moose drink and like it? She had a little bit. Because she likes, I think they're called, I'm trying to remember, the neighborhood ladies. So my parents said that when I was a baby and they were looking for a house for the first time, they said that every like neighborhood that they went to while they were looking for a house, the vibe that they were looking for is they were like, we want a neighborhood where we feel like there are going to be cookouts and not cocktail parties, because they were like, we are a cookout family and not a cocktail party family. And they're like, and it's like sometimes you find one, sometimes you find the other, sort of depending on what neighborhood you go into. So they found a really nice neighborhood that I grew up in. It's very woodsy, and we all just sort of hung out in the woods all day and also had a lot of cookouts. But the neighborhood ladies were at the cookouts were very fond of a particular drink called the Bahama Mama, and it looks kind of like this. And Mama Moose like always makes fun of it, but I know that she secretly really enjoys them. So I remember when I made it, she was like, are you making Bahama Mamas right now? I was like, no, it's called the Moogle, Mom. But I remember I gave her some, and she was like, that's not bad. We respect the mama. Yeah, I always remember she was like every time we would have a neighborhood cookout, she was like, it's Bahama Mama time. That's how kids are calling it these days. The Moogle Mom. Yeah, Mama Moose is a really picky drinker. She doesn't really drink, like ever mostly, but she'll occasionally have just Bailey's Irish cream mixed with like soda water, which sounds like a really weird mix, but she really loves it. Like she likes sweet stuff, but not too sweet, and she doesn't like anything that's like super heavy. And so I think that's why this was nice. It's like it's a nice refreshing drink. Especially I think the grapefruit juice is a really good mix in here, because it just feels, it's a good summertime. It sounds super gross. It's really not that bad. I remember as soon as I started drinking and I realized like what Bailey's was, I was like, Bailey's and soda sounds wretched, but then I had it and I was like, this isn't that bad. But yeah, this is I highly recommend if you just like a nice gentle drink. I highly recommend the Moogle. It's a good time. It's a good gentle time. This is this is another one that I've made. This one's called the Besaid Island. Wait, Bailey's and root beer? No, she just drinks it like soda, like tonic, like soda water, like carbonated water, basically. It sounds wretched. Like, I know it sounds bad, but it's actually like, it's okay. It's pretty okay. You have to understand that I love my Mama Moose to death. She's the best. She has like the most basic taste of anyone that I've ever met. Like, I cannot get her to eat or drink anything that's remotely adventurous because it makes her crazy. She's like, I like what I like. and if it's more than like 2 ingredients mixed together, I will simply say no. But this is called the Besaid Island. So it's a Final Fantasy X drink based off of obviously where Yuna is from. So it's supposed to be a little bit tropical. So it's white rum, watermelon liqueur, and 1 lime that's used to like spritz a little lime juice into it. So I assume that this actually in the summer usually probably tastes really good. Maple be brave enough to drink alcoholic pilk? Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. Yeah, I assume that this usually probably tastes pretty good. So this is another one that I actually made with my Lord of the Rings friend. He was really like my main drinking buddy for a long time. Because we were both men of culture who drank too much. And we've also been friends since we were like 10. So we were like more willing to like be extremely stupid in front of each other. And so we tended to drink too much and make really weird and stupid drinks in an attempt to adventure into the world of alcohol together. It was not always successful. Did I hear a coward say no to alcoholic pilk? Let me look. Do you think there's like a mix for that? Hold on. I'm gonna Google it. Oh. Alcoholic pilk. Pilk. Thank you, Zuni. I assume you would basically make a rum and coke and then pour milk into it. A rum and Pepsi, perhaps? Sub Pepsi for Coke and a Coke flow easy. I was joking about the Baileys and root beer. No, it's happening now. Isn't an Irish car bomb basically pilky? I mean, in a way. I don't think it's like... I'll look into the chemistry of it later and see like what the best way to make pilk alcohol would be, but I guess that's on the list. Well, we're gonna pick a second one though, because I don't want that to be the only... That'll be the cursed mix. I would like to pick a real one too. Drink choice 1. Alcoholic pilk. Pepsi, milk, and Grey Goose. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, it's on the list. But yeah, so I mean, I feel like most of my like worst drinking decisions were made around or with this buddy of mine, because we've known each other for like a million years, and so we were always just like, yeah, let's just do this. If it can't end poorly, and then it usually always ends poorly for one or the other. It's nice that we've never been like incapacitated at the same time. It seems to only hit one of us. But so we made we tried to make this drink. We tried to make the Besaid Island because we were actually at the beach. We like our families were our friends and everything, and so we were on like a big family trip to the beach. And so we decided, oh, since we're at the beach, like we gotta celebrate being at the beach with the Besaid. And so we went to the liquor store and we bought the white rum, which we found, but we could not at like this like tiny little local like little beach town liquor store. We could not find watermelon liqueur, and we found watermelon something. It wasn't this. It wasn't whatever this was supposed to be. We found a watermelon liquor of some kind and just bought it because we were like, we can't find anything else that is watermelony. And we mixed this, and it did not look like this. It looked like bright red. And we were like, that looks wrong. It does not look like it did in the picture. Like maybe our choice of watermelon was incorrect here. And then we tried it, and it was so gross because whatever watermelon liquor that we bought was like so off-brand, and like it did not go well with the rum, and it was so awful. It tasted like, you know when you like blow up a balloon, like the taste in your mouth when you blow up a balloon? It was basically that was what drinking our version of this was like. So I would really like to someday make the proper version of this and see if it actually tastes good. Because we were just drinking, in retrospect, like for years after the fact, we just called it the balloon drink because that was like the only thing we could think of. When it came to this drink, we were just like, oh, the balloon drink was so awful. But we still drank a lot of them because we were young and very stupid. And so we were watching anime all night while drinking these, and I eventually fell asleep, like face down on the couch. And I woke up really early in the morning and my friend was gone. Like gone from the house. And I was like, where did he go? So I like checked like all the rooms that like our families were in, and like nobody, he wasn't in any of them. And I was like, where did he go? How are you both still alive? I don't know. Now we are old and still very stupid. Yes. Hi. Thank you for changing my hair. I'm telling stories of when I was stupid and drunk. Just like a blown up balloon, the drink let you down. Yup. Yeah, so I didn't know where he went, and I just sort of, and I texted him, and I heard a buzzing, and I suddenly realized, like, oh my god, he left, wherever he went, he left his phone here. And so he eventually came stumbling back in, and at this point it was like 7 in the morning. It was like 7 or like 8 in the morning. And I was like, bro, where did you go? And he was like, I don't know. He's like, I woke up at like 5 a.m. and I was still kind of drunk and we're at the beach. And I just thought, you know, it would be amazing, a walk on the beach. And he just went out, except he never found the beach. Like we had a house that was right on the beach and he managed to walk in the opposite direction. And so he was like, I wanted to go for a walk on the beach, and he was like trying to show me where he wound up. He was like, I wound up like on all these weird streets, and there was just like some shacks and like some like weird like some weird sheds and stuff like that. And I didn't know how to find my way back to the beach, so I just kept walking. And he's like, and then I realized I left my phone back at the house, so I couldn't even GPS it. He's like, so I just wound up walking along like a double yellow line road for like 2 hours, and then I came back. And I was like, you stupid asshole! Like, if you stood on the front porch and looked out, you could see the beach from where we are. How did you go in the wrong direction? Yeah, I don't know how we've both lived to our ripe old age. Because we were both very stupid. We used to like text or call each other, like, because we didn't go to school in the same place, but we used to text or call each other if like one of us was drunk and was like walking home and wanted to make sure that like the other person was okay. Except usually it consisted of just like insane, like, because we use like words and phrases that, you know, we've just used over the years and we're used to it. But sometimes I would be like with friends and he would call me and he'd be like, but I'm walking home and how you doing? I'd be like, what's up, buddy? Like, how's your day? And he'd be like, I got a beer coat on right now. I'm like, Goku, you know what I'm saying? And I would have him like on speakerphone and my friends would be like, God, your friends are weird. Or he would call me like wanting like to make sure that somebody like knew he was where he was and that he wasn't gonna get like robbed or something on his way home. But then the entire time he would be drunkenly like telling me his new Kingdom Hearts theories, but because like usually it was like late on a Friday or Saturday night and we were both drunk, I was like, that sounds so real. And then the next day we were both like, what were your Kingdom Hearts theories again? And we were like, I don't know. Not that being drunk, like, not that being sober would help you to like figure out one's Kingdom Hearts theories better. I feel like those fall under the same umbrella, whether you're drunk or sober. You're just confused. I feel like you would have dodged death so many times out of luck. Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Actually, another time we went out, I think it was for my birthday, actually. We went out with a bunch of our friends, and we went to a karaoke bar, and I karaoke'd a few times, a couple of songs, and it was really fun. But then I got a little bit too, I got too many drinks in, and I decided I wanted to karaoke. I decided I wanted to karaoke again. And so I got one of like the karaoke slips. I think I still have a photo of it. I'll try to find it. And I wrote down, I wanted to sing Evanescence's Bring Me to Life. And I was trying to write that down, and I thought at the time that I had written it down correctly, but my friend intercepted it. Like, as I passed it into the karaoke, like, master, he intercepted it because he knew that what I had written was nonsense. And he showed it to me later, and it's literally in every field on the karaoke slip is just scribbles and occasionally like a backwards letter. And I knew that we got kicked out, like, and I thought it was me. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so embarrassed I got us kicked out. He's like, you didn't get us kicked out. He was like, this other guy that we were with got us kicked out. He had 14 rum and cokes, and I was like, 14? But then we called an Uber to get us home, and apparently, so I woke up the next day and I had this huge gash up my leg, and I was like, "What happened?" And he said that apparently the entire Uber ride home, I was very intently trying to share my Game of Thrones theories with the Uber driver. And I was just sitting there and I was like, it's so clear to me that Tyrion is actually a Targaryen, and here are my blueprints. Here's all the hints that I've found in the lore to support my theory. And I just like kept talking about it. And as I got out of the Uber, I was trying to like finish my thoughts on the lore. And I stepped backwards out of the Uber as I was still intently engaging this poor man in like Game of Thrones lore conversation. And because I stepped backward out of an Uber onto like a street full of potholes, I just absolutely ate it into the crowd outside the Uber. So when I woke up and I was like, how did I mess up my leg this badly? He was like, you would not shut up about your Game of Thrones theories again. And I was like, oh no. Did you tip this poor soul who had to listen to your drunk Game of Thrones series? I always tip good. It's just like, and I mean, I think I would have asked him first, because I never like, that's the thing, is I never go to like random people and say like, here's my theory on X. It's if somebody says I'm into X, then that's like what activates me. So like somebody must have brought up Game of Thrones, or I might have even asked like, you ever seen Game of Thrones? And he must have said yes if I launched into this. Like there's always a button to be pressed for me. The theories are the tip. Yeah, for me, launching into lore discussions is not a random occurrence. I have to be activated, but once I'm activated, I cannot be deactivated. I can guarantee you he was being polite. Oh, he was definitely being polite. But I'm just saying I didn't do it randomly. Like something flipped my switch. And now he knows. Now if he watches Game of Thrones, he's gonna be like, wow, she was so right about Tyrion being a Targaryen. I wish that they would explore that in the show, because she was so correct. I bet he thinks that. I bet he says that to himself all the time. Oh, I need to drink. I'm not drinking alcohol, I'm drinking seltzer right now. If I ever think I've met you, I'll just approach and say I'm into dog wife cornet, but need a guide to learn more. Yeah, I will sit you down. See, well, that was a problem. That was one of the embarrassing things I did at the wedding that I officiated. Is the groom made the mistake of telling me when I was already in the armor and like several drinks deep that he's played all the Dragon Age games multiple times. And I was like, I need to talk to you about Elgernon. And he was like, what are you talking about? I did, when I saw them again though, I told him, I actually showed him my slides, and he was like, damn, you've gone into this deep. And I was like, you don't understand. Congrats, Maple. You're now tied to a hell show to that guy's mind. No. Poor dude didn't know what hit him until it was too late. I feel like that's every time somebody accidentally trips my lore switch. They don't know what they're doing until they're like in the midst. And speaking of my lore switch, so I love the presentation on showing this one. I don't know if it actually looks like this in the game, but apparently there's a drink in Skyrim called the Sky Rum. And it's the traditional drink of the companions. So I don't know if they actually have a picture of the drink in the game and if this looks like it. I should have looked it up. How long after you married them did you immediately get hammered? It was really soon after because I was really, really nervous. I didn't drink it all before the ceremony, but I was so like stressed about messing it up. And then when I didn't mess it up, I was like, I deserve a drink. So I got my own drink. And then everyone kept buying me drinks and bringing me drinks. So they're like, you did an amazing job on the ceremony. Here, have a drink on me. And I was like, I don't need this. But then I felt really bad. Then I felt like, I was like, well, they bought it for me. And it'll look rude if I don't take it. I've never heard of it in game. Might be flavor text for this drink. No, it's gotta be. Never heard of that one in game. Really? Well, I like that they came up with it. That's cute. I like that it tricked me. I like that I thought it was real. Maple, I have an SSN screenshot to send you. I'm gonna kill you. But it's Sky Vanilla Vodka for like Skyrim. Sparkling elderflower. I love elderflower in drinks. I really love it. Spiced rum and an orange peel. This one just sounds like a nice fresh like summer night drink. But I really like the presentation. I just noticed the ice cubes. Those are really cool ice cubes. I actually have a few ice cube trays. Did you ever get the actual Mew glitch? What, with the use strength on the truck and find Peekaboo? I actually have a few special ice cube trays because I really, really like fancy ice cubes. Like even in normal non-alcoholic drinks, I like fancy ice cubes. So I have a ice cube tray that only makes skulls. And then what else do I have? I have a few other like game themed ice cube trays, but I actually have the Final Fantasy 14 ice cube tray. I don't know if they sell it on the store anymore. They probably do, but they were selling it at their booth at PAX one year. They had a sale, and they have all of the slots in the ice cube tray look like the job crystals. So you can make a bunch of ice cubes out of the Final Fantasy 14 job crystals. And obviously I think it would I think the best effect would be if you maybe added some food coloring to them when they're like mid-freeze. I think that would be the ultimate use of that tray. I had a JoJo ice tray a long time ago. My mom stole it to make frozen dog treats. Super Mario Sprite ice tray. I think I've seen those. There was actually a really weird sequence of events you could actually do in Red and Blue to get a Mew. Wait, really? I didn't even know that. Yeah, I really like weird ice cube trays because they can be used for a lot. I mean, they can be used for ice cubes, but they can also be used if you want to make like cake pops or something. Well, depending on the material of the tray, I guess you can make cake pops out of them and stuff like that. So they're really versatile. But I really like weird ice cube trays. But these look like really unique ice cubes. Like it almost looks like an L shape, but it has a hole in it. There have to be like Tetris ice cube trays, right? I feel like that would be really... I would actually really love to make a drink that's just like putting food coloring in like a Tetris ice cube tray and freezing a bunch of ice cubes that are in Tetris shapes but are all, you know, the appropriate colors for the shape. And then actually Tetrising them into a glass and then like filling the glass with something. I think now I want to like actually do that for real, but I wonder if there's a Tetris ice cube tray, 'cause that makes or breaks my idea. But I think, yeah, like filling a glass basically with Tetris ice cubes and then filling that with something. I don't know what you would fill it with, because you'd want to fill it with something clear so you can really enjoy the cube. You leave holes to explain why it doesn't explode. Oh, you would have to, wouldn't you? Oh. That's true. But then does it feel incomplete? But maybe it feels more lore respectful. Given my skill at Tetris, I'd probably lose somehow. Now I want to make that. That sounds fun. What's this one? Oh, this is the only Dragon Age drink that I could find. There's probably more now. So that's the thing, is I don't know how to use Pinterest, and please don't teach me. Because I don't want to know. So I'm sure if I went on like Pinterest and I looked up some of this stuff, I would find like a ton. I would find a ton of things, but I don't know how to use Pinterest, so this is the only one I could find. So this is supposed to be like the drink that they drink in the joining. When Grey Wardens drink when they drink the Darkspawn juice. I would not trust a beverage named Hypnotic. That's probably fair. But I do like how it's, I mean, it looks kind of gross. Like, I don't know if I would want to drink this unless I knew the lore. And I knew that it was supposed to be a Dragon Age thing. Especially when it's mixed into a drink that canonically kills most people. But I mean, if you drink the Darkspawn juice and you survive, then you're a Grey Warden, so it's fine. But I think that in some cases, you know, drinks, they usually look pretty good. I think this one looks wretched, but I think it looks wretched because it's based on something wretched, so I'm kind of okay with it. So to the list it goes. Oh my god, please. We'll discuss the list at the end. So this is a Chrono Trigger drink. The Skull Smash. This one actually looks really good. Because it's pineapple juice, orange juice, white rum, lychee juice, and a lime wedge, and then a sugar rim. So this one is really more like... This one's pretty sweet and fruity, and I think it's sort of more of a summery drink. But I love the look, and I love any Chrono Trigger love that I can give at any time. I mean, that juice that was so spooky, guy literally tried to duck and got a knife in the belly instead. I mean, yes. I mean, wouldn't you rather take a knife to the gut than drink the thing that was just on the screen? Am I wrong? Isn't the Skull Smash... I mean, this is ironically like pretty non-alcoholic sounding for something called the Skull Smash that I think like messes people up pretty badly canonically. But it just sounds nice. It just sounds like a good drink. But now we're on. Now we're on to the good stuff. Are you ready? The Sanic! 1 part grenadine. Oh my god, that sounds wretched. 2-part mentho mint schnapps and 4 parts blue curacao. I mean, you gotta go fast, I guess. I heard Sanic. I imagine Pumpkin Hill drink would taste like pumpkin pie, maybe with some cinnamon. I've actually had some pretty good pumpkin drinks before, but they're not like too pumpkin-y. They just have like pumpkin, what's the word? Like sometimes they use some of the stuff that comes in the cans that you use to make pumpkin pie. It's like, I forget what the proper word for it is, like canned pumpkin of some sort, but they sort of like blend that into it and it's not like overpowering. I've had some like really mild and nice pumpkin drinks with that in it. Mentho mint. That sounds absolutely awful. I want 4. I mean, look, I love that it hits the colors. So I assume that you gotta put the grenadine on the bottom. Gotta go fast to the bathroom, more like to the hospital. Sonic Mega Collection Plus spotted in the background. Yeah, so it looks like you put the... I like that they put a little ring in the front too, but it looks like you put the grenadine on the bottom and then the mentho mint schnapps probably in the middle to give it a little separation, and then put the blue curacao on top. But yeah, this is truly wretched. It looks and sounds horrific. But I love it. It's Sanic. It's Sanic. They also have a Tails. This one actually seems a little bit better. I like that this is definitely just like somebody's kitchen. It's 1 part grenadine, so that has to be on the bottom, so that has to be his shoes. Is the grenadine. But then 1 part vodka, 2 parts coconut vodka, 2 parts orange juice. So that's to get sort of the milky orangey flavor on the top. And then they took an orange peel and they stuck 2 orange peels in the top to look like his little tails. To look like his cute 2 little tails. Funny to think how your first Sonic game was on stream and now you are deep in the lore. I love Sonic now. Look, it's just, if I was gonna, I mean, like, I feel like this one doesn't sound too bad as a drink. It sounds pretty straightforward. Looks like a shuttlecock. Actually, it does. Yeah, you're right. This doesn't look too bad as a drink to make and or to drink. And I like that it actually has the Tails vibe. It looks like soft and nice and fluffy like my cute son. But I just love the detail of the orange peel tails. I love it. I love it. Maple, please watch the Sonic Bible YouTube video. It's amazing. Okay. I'm ready. And now for the piece de resistance. The shadow. So obviously you need the grenadine on the bottom for the shoes, and I guess Shadow has more red on him too, because he's got red on his head and his hands, and he's got the stripes. Captain Morgan's tattoo, spiced rum, and then top with a splash of vanilla vodka. So yeah, again, you put the grenadine on the bottom, and then you probably really like slowly and carefully layer the Captain Morgans on top of it. And then layer the vanilla vodka on top of that. Does I mean, I used to drink. I don't drink it a lot anymore. I used to drink a lot of Captain Morgans, but I only really ever had like I don't think I ever had the tattoo. Is the tattoo like really like dark or even a black color? Because that is dark. Is there an Eggman drink? I don't know. I didn't see one when I was looking. Looks like death in a cup. This actually seems fine. Lava lamp vibes. Actually, it does, yeah. Is the vanilla vodka for lore or taste? Probably both. I mean, maybe the vanilla is there to, you know, like, acknowledge that, you know, he's actually a good boy. He's a good boy who went Super Shadow and helped Sonic save the world from the fake ultimate life form. Like, he has the Captain's Morgan the Captain's Morgan in there. But then he has a little bit of sweetness on top, you know? A little sweetness. So what makes this drink the ultimate drink? That's just pegnog, pilk, but eggnog instead of milk. Oh my god, that sounds wretched. I'd make the Shadow. Never seen. I want to look up what Captain Morgan's tattoo looks like, because I've never had it, I don't think. Captain Morgan's tattooing. Oh, that's just black. Okay, well that explains a thing or three. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I'd make a Shat. I don't know. I would probably need to like invite some friends over and make multiple Shadow the Hedgehogs because I don't know if I would drink the rest of that Captain Morgan's tattoo by myself, but Lamp, I hate everything you just said. The way you fucking die after drinking it. Maple, have you heard of the Tails doll? What Tails doll? Invite me over. We just start smashing Shadow the Hedgehogs. Oh my god. Yeah, I love this triple. I mean, the Sonic does sound really bad, but the other two sound pretty okay. And I like the look of all three of them. I think the look lands just right on all fronts. Tails dolls from Sonic Art, look it up. Oh no, uh-oh. Maple, you can only have the Sonic drinks during the 06 streams. Oh god. So now we're getting into a little Mario action. When I first saw this drink, I was confused about what about what the yellow things in there, because they look like marshmallows. They look like marshmallows or something, and so I was like, what do they have in there for this Super Wario drink? So it's vodka, lemon juice, huckleberry soda, but these are actually frozen mangoes. So they cut mangoes into cubes and then froze them and basically put them in here like as ice cubes, which I think is a really novel idea, but it really helps with the look of the drink, but also but I love that they also cut the lemon peel to give more Wario vibes to it. I love this. This is what game drinks are all about. This is that they got the garnish. It honestly sounds like it tastes pretty good. They got the look. They want the extra mile with the frozen mangoes. It's just, look, he's giving it a thumbs up. He gets it. This guy gets it. Is there a clove of garlic in it though? It should be. Yeah. So I actually posted this one on the Discord already because it looks really hard to make. So Maple, you got the knife handling to cut that out of a lemon peel? Absolutely not, but I will try. This is one of those crazy layered drinks that you have to prepare like really carefully. Because I think when I was reading the instructions, I feel like Wario's drink should be straight tequila. That's actually a fair take. This says orange juice, gin, grenadine, rum, vodka, and blue curacao. So I think what they do is I think they mix the orange juice with the gin. And then I think what they do is I think they either put the grenadine in first or they put the orange juice and the gin in first. And then they sort of carefully pour the grenadine down because I think the grenadine's heavier than this mix, and so it like if you pour it in carefully, it sort of like slides in and displaces it. This whole drink you kind of have to pour in like slowly and like kind of sideways so that it doesn't like mix. Like if you just splash it in there, it's all gonna get all messed up. So you have to like kind of layer it really carefully. And then I think how they get the rest of it, I think with the rum and the vodka and the blue curacao, I think basically because you put the blue curacao on top and then you have the rum and the vodka in here, I think it sort of like disperses the blue curacao through, and with the orange juice in here, it mixes into a green color. So sort of the careful layering of it helps like achieve this look. What color would it be when you stir it? I think it would look really gross if you stir it. Imagine you go through all the effort to make someone this drink and then they stir it. Yeah, I would die. But when I was reading about how to make it, it sounds like a very, what's the word? It sounds like a very labor-intensive drink. Like, it takes a lot of time, I think, because you have to, like, very slowly layer stuff in. Like, you can't add everything at once. You have to sort of, like, let it basically drip and then settle and then drip more in. But I think that the finished product looks pretty cool. My mom always calls him her little friend, because whenever we used to play Mario 64 together, she could not stay on the road to save her life, and so he would always have to come and save her. And so now whenever she sees Lakitu in anything, she's like, oh, it's my little friend again. Stir it and vomit. I would kill them. Yeah, it looks... I'm sure it would look horrible if you stirred it, but I think at least initially it's a pretty cool looking drink. So this next one I've actually made before. Me and Lord of the Rings friend made it. We used to throw New Year's parties. We used to throw New Year's parties and we would always pick a drink from the Drunken Moogle to make for our New Year's parties. And so we made Yoshi's eggnog one time because it sounded really seasonal and like it would be a good fit for New Year's. But I mean, our normal New Year's parties were kind of disasters because everyone just got out of control way too fast. But like, this was the quietest New Year's that we ever had because we made this drink. And it's cool because what you do to get like the spots is you get like some where I'm from we call it fluff, but it's marshmallow cream. So you get fluff, this like marshmallowy like stuff that comes in a jar, and you get green food coloring. You can get other food coloring if you want different color Yoshi eggs, but we wanted the classic look, so we got green. And you put the green food coloring in the marshmallow fluff and mix it up. And then you take the marshmallow, you can do it with your fingers if your hands are clean, or you can do it with a spoon. And you smoosh it in little circles around the glass. So it sticks there because it's sticky and it's the densest thing. So it doesn't really move even when you pour other things into the glass. And then you make the eggnog and then you pour it in, and it achieves this cool Yoshi's egg look. So we made this eggnog, and we put the bourbon in it and everything, and we were like, all right, time to get messed up off these Yoshi's eggs. It was such a dense drink and so heavy. So we ordered pizza too, because we were like, oh, we're gonna drink eggnog and eat pizza. It's gonna be a great night. So we each had one of these. The pizza arrived and none of us could even finish like a full slice of pizza because this drink made us so full that we were like, we can't put anything else into our bodies. And so we didn't even drink anything else for the rest of the night. We all had like one single drink of eggnog, like half a slice of pizza, and we're asleep by like 12:30, all completely sober. So we were like, all right, like it tasted good. It was a little, I mean, obviously it was really dense, but the taste, the flavors, as Paul Hollywood would say, the flavors there. And so it was like, it was a pleasant drink. It's more of a drink for like, if you're throwing a Christmas party with like family or neighbors or something and you don't want people to get super messed up and you're not planning on getting messed up. It's a drink for that occasion. It's a dessert drink. Like, it's not a drink for getting wild. It's a decadent dessert drink. But it's good. It's really, the flavor's there. It's really tasty. It's just, you know, you gotta know your audience with this one. but it's good. So these I'm really into. The evolution of shots. So they all have different, they all obviously have a lot of different stuff in them. So this is just the shots, so it's really that you only have to get the color. You only have to get the color for this, so it's sort of low effort if that's what you're going for. But if you want to ball out, you go for the full-size drinks. So I love this. So let's see. Again, is it like a round per person, or do you bring it to a party and everyone gets one? I guess it depends on what kind of party you're having. So the Eevee one here has cake. They're all like really, really sweet drinks. Keep the internet away from the Vaporeon one. I'm gonna tell you right now, I've somehow missed that entire meme, and I refuse to see. It's like one of the few things I refuse to seek out, because it's sometimes when I miss something wretched online, I have to go look it up so that I feel protected from it. In this case, I don't feel like it's actually going to horrify me that much compared to other things that I've seen. And so I'm like, I see no reason to seek it out to protect myself from it. And at this point, I just want to see how long I can go without knowing what the hell people are talking about. I want to know what Horus feels like on a day-to-day basis. Maple, you and me, we drink one and whoever passes out first loses. By all means, keep refusing. So the Eevee is actually cake, vodka, Kahlua. I like Kahlua. Kalua's nice. Bailey's. They actually blended up an ice cream bar and put it in there, so it's sort of like a frozen drink. And then they put some chocolate syrup in there too. But they did a really nice job of like separating it, and then obviously this looks like they put a little like whipped cream on top to give it his little bit of fluff. I love Eevee's fluff. Eevee reminds me of my cat a lot. I think that's why I like Eevee so much. So my cat also has a little, she's got that fluff and I'm obsessed with it. I have the copy pasta on speed dial. The Vaporeon one is rum, Malibu. Okay, so they're going for like a very like beachy feel. That makes sense. Rum, Malibu, blue curacao, again, pineapple juice and Sprite. So yes, so sort of like a tropical vibe drink. And then they cut out, I don't know whether this is foam or paper to put around to give it the garnish up there. The Jolteon is tequila, Red Bull, that makes sense. Tequila, Red Bull, margarita mix, lemon juice, Sprite, and salt on the rim. I wonder what this is up here. If this is just like finely blended ice, or whether, I don't know what that is. Whether it's ice or something else. Your cat is so cute, it's unfair, that's true. Yeah, she is. So I actually, that was one of the things that happened during one of my calls today. Is one of the people who called me to ask for help in fixing something after I accidentally fixed it. After I accidentally fixed it, and then everybody asked me for help in fixing other things, and I was like, I really don't know what I did. Stop asking me questions. Somebody called me and then wanted me to like share my screen so I could show them exactly like what I had done initially to fix this thing. But when I shared my screen, I accidentally like shared the wrong part of my screen, and it happened to have a picture of me with my cat on it, and it's this really cute picture where I'm like smooching her and she just looks kind of annoyed. But he was immediately like, your cat's amazing. And I was like, thank you, she is. And he was like, the whole rest of the call, he was like, man, you did a great job of fixing this, but not as great a job as your cat does of looking like the cutest thing on the planet. And I was like, finally, someone understands. I was like, this guy knows that if he just keeps complimenting my cat, I will help him with all of his tech problems forever. Gotta give her the recognition she deserves. You're right. You're right. She needs to know. Everyone needs to know how perfect she is. My little angel. My perfect angel who's never done anything wrong. But yeah, the Red Bull and the Jolteon makes sense because it gives you a little jolt. It's like a little electric shock. The Flareon is Fireball Whiskey. That makes sense. Peach Schnapps. Huh. Iced tea. Lemonade. And a dash of strawberry syrup for color. That's interesting. It looks almost like there's something blended at the top here, too. So, I mean, maybe they blended the strawberry syrup into the ice. Or maybe that's down here. I'm not sure. But that sounds good. Espeon is Strawberry Vodka. Hypnotic Harmony. Chambord? What's that? Cranberry Juice and Sprite. That sounds like fruity, but not like overpoweringly fruity. It sounds kind of good. Ooh, the Umbreon might be my jam. Umbreon is bourbon, Coke, lemon juice, and orange juice. I wonder... Maybe all of these are actually frozen drinks. And they like blended them and then layered them using the ice. So it kind of looks like that, right? It kind of looks like it's icy throughout. Yeah, so this must be like maybe the bourbon and Coke. And then this is maybe the lemon juice and then maybe the orange juice. Maybe with some bourbon mixed in up here. You must drink these in meta tier order only. I don't actually know much about like Pokemon tier lists because I always just sort of like play what I want to play. I've never been too concerned about like EVs and IVs and stuff like that, which I know makes me like a casual or something, but I just like playing Pokemon because I love Pokemon. The Glaceon is rum, blue curacao, peppermint schnapps. That must be to get like sort of a icy like peppermint sort of flavor, or like a, what's the word? Almost like a, what's the word? Those minty, you know, those like those thin chocolate mint things when they used to have the commercials where you bite them and people are like, oh, the chill, it's so cold or whatever. It sounds like that's sort of what they're going. They're going for that vibe of cool chillness. So rum, blue curacao, peppermint schnapps, lemonade, soda water, and sugar on the rim. Leafeon is tequila, peach schnapps, lime juice, ginger ale, mint honey, and a drop of chocolate syrup for decoration. I don't know whether that sounds really good or really horrible. It could really go either way. Pay attention to meta and Pokemon the same reason I pay attention to meta and Yu-Gi-Oh! To know what I'm generally going to be having to see flying around. Peppermint patty. Yeah. The peppermint. I think they're going for like that sort of vibe with the Glaceon. And the Sylveon is more cake vodka, strawberry vodka, Bailey's, strawberry shortcake ice cream bars. That must be blended up in here, cream and strawberry syrup. That's really, that is just a cake in a glass, but it's sad, but it looks really good. It looks really Sylveon-y. Cake vodka. It's just vodka that tastes like cake. I don't know if you've ever seen like the there's like whipped cream flavored vodka too. The night before I walked across the stage to get my diploma, I had a funnel put in my mouth and people poured 8 shots of whipped cream vodka down the funnel. And I slept in my bed holding a full-size trash can just in case. And then I woke up and walked across the stage and got my diploma with 0 hangover. So I hope my parents are proud of me. I was a bad kid. Don't ever be like me. Woo. Hydrate. I just finished my drink. I need to go get another. God, I wish you got your diploma and instantly vomited. I had 0 hangover because I was a champion. Oh, good times. I just remember my parents were like, so, you do anything special last night for the night before we got your diploma? I was like, I did 8 shots of whipped cream vodka at the same time through a funnel, and they were like, okay. I used to be a champ. I've lost all my powers. Again, how are you alive? I don't know. Luck mostly, I'm assuming. But yeah, that's a good point. They really haven't made a new evolution. I've wanted a dragon evolution for a long time. So they have what? They have water, they have electric, fire. Her plot armor is for real. Did you see the light fade in either parent's eyes? It had faded way before that. I wish you vomited right before grabbing the diploma and then went on like nothing happened. How many stories have you told your parents and Papa Moose went, that's my girl? Quite a few, actually. I think they mostly don't care because I always survive and nothing like actually bad ever happens. Like I've never been like arrested or anything like that. Like I've occasionally gotten kicked out of places, but not for like being like violent. They usually just kick me out because I'm annoying. Oh. So I think they're like, you know what, you've survived this long and you generally have your life kind of together, so we're not gonna bug you with the details. Basically your stories are surreal, not dangerous. Yeah, I mean, they're like, that's the thing is, I feel like the only people who are ever in any real danger are like my friends who are generally much like bigger and more intimidating and imposing than me, and so they can generally take care of themselves. Like I'm never in like any danger per se. I'm just being stupid. The only person who's a danger to me is myself when I'm trying to share my Game of Thrones theories and then I eat it onto the ground. Maybe the real danger to the friends we made along the way. Yeah, so there's normal, they got water, electric, fire, psychic, dark, ice, grass, and fairy. So we still have like ground, poison, ghost, steel, dragon, rock, flying, bug. Yeah, bug. Yeah. I'd like to see a dragon Eevee. I'd also like steel Eevee because I think that would look really cool. So I think, yeah, I would love a dragon Eevee. Hit me with that dragon Eevee. Speaking of dragons, this is the Dratini. This is the Dratini. I'm up at midnight listening to a human moose hybrid talk about fake animal drinks while playing off millions of debt to local tanuki. Yeah, there you go. So this is 1.5 ounces of gin Oh, Bombay Sapphire Gin. That's Papa Moose's favorite. Papa Moose is a big Bombay Sapphire enthusiast. An ounce and a half of Hypnotic and a splash of blue curacao. So this is another one of those like really glowy drinks. That must just come from like sort of the schmicks of these two. But I really like. I think what makes it is the little dollop of cream here to give it that little dratini flavor. I think this could also pass for a Dragonair if you wanted it to. Oh, fighting, Eevee! I forgot about fighting. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they haven't. Maybe we'll get a new Eevee in Scarlet and Violet, maybe. But yeah, I love the glowiness. This is another one that could easily be like a potion drink. But I think this is the little bit of garnish that helps bring it all together. Kind of looks like Swablu. Oh yeah. I think this actually came out, this drink was on the website before Swablu, but yeah, this probably is actually more accurate to a Swablu at this point. Every Eevee fights. So here's some other like series of Pokemon drinks. I've actually made some of these. I did see the new Wooper. I don't always follow Pokemon news leading up to the release because I kind of like being surprised. And sometimes that works in my favor and sometimes it doesn't because sometimes I'm confused. Sometimes I'm like, wait, why isn't this Pokemon in the game? Or wait, why is this acting like this? And everyone's like, dummy, they said that forever ago. And I'm like, I don't listen. Have you heard of iLadies? I don't think so. I don't think I have. I don't know what that is. No! I don't deserve to be here after that. Wait, did I kill my overlap? Come back and take responsibility for your actions. I was so in the zone. I was so in the zone of talking about my Pokemon drinks. I was not prepared to parry at a high level. That wasn't even a high level, that was a softball pitch. And I just got smashed in the face by it. Oh, okay. You know what? Anyway. Mods, you know how to cut that out, right? You know how to cut that out of the VOD. That's not gonna be there. Oh, God. Anyway, so the Charmander, the Charmeleon, and the Charizard have Fireball whiskey in them. Do you get it? Because they're fire types. So you get to put the fire, it gets a little spicy. So the Charmander's Grenadine, Fireball, Cinnamon, Bacardi. Charmeleon is Grenadine, Scotch with Fireball, whiskey, and ginger ale. And then the Charizard is Fireball, cinnamon whiskey, grenadine, scotch, Bacardi, and ginger ale. So they're all kind of like the same idea, just like varying in size. I think me and my friends made the Charmeleon. We usually go for the middle one because the shot feels like too little, but sometimes the big one feels like too big of a commit if you want to like try a couple different drinks. So I think we made the Charmeleon. It was actually pretty good. I think we might have swapped the ginger ale for Angry Orchard. I think that was a case where we sort of made a flaming orchard with grenadine and scotch in it to achieve the Charmeleon. There's also the Squirtle, the Wartortle, and the Blastoise. Which is actually interesting because the Blastoise uses the other two, but the Squirtle is spiced rum, coconut rum, blue curacao. Wartortle's spiced rum, coconut rum, blue curacao, Mountain Dew voltage. And the Blastoise is one Squirtle, one Wartortle, one shot of light rum, and then more Mountain Dew voltage. But we definitely have made an Ivysaur before. So the Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur. Lime vodka, lime juice, melon liqueur. Lime vodka, lime juice, melon liqueur. So I think we use Midori in it, and then Sprite. And then the Venusaur is one Bulbasaur, one Ivysaur, another shot of lime vodka, another shot of lime juice, and then some Sprite to top it off. Yeah, I think we made Ivysaurs, and I think we had the lime vodka, the lime juice, and then I think we used Midori and Sprite, and it was actually really good. It was a little like, what's the word? A little sourish, I guess, but it was good for what it was. But I love that they're like a series of drinks depending on how you feel the night is going. Are there any Kirby drinks? I actually have a couple coming up. One isn't even a drink. One is like a special treat. So I think somebody posted a version of this in the Discord, but this is the version that I've always seen with the green, red, and yellow herbs, and then you can actually use like the different weights of the alcohol to make the mixed herbs. And obviously these look the coolest if... Is there a Waddle Dee drink though? Is there a Bandana D drink? Because that's the one that I want. I think these would be coolest if you could actually, you know, get test tubes to drink them out of. That would feel the most authentic to me. Waddle Dee's nuts. Maple got blasted. If I vote now and go to bed, will you count my vote? Oh no, you can totally, I'll count your vote. It's probably, we might not even decide on the stream. We might just discuss in the Discord so that people who missed it can weigh in, and people can like consider their options. I mean, the alcoholic pilk is locked in. This wasn't the stream that was supposed to kill her. Oh god, Discusscord, yes. But yeah, I think you should get like test tubes to drink these out of. But the green herb is Midori and green apple pucker. The red herb is grenadine and 5 Hour Energy berry flavored yeesh. And then the yellow herb is gold rum and honey bourbon. Oh, the yellow herb actually sounds really good. But then you can like, I think it actually, the way that they made them, they're actually kind of accurately weighted so that the red will always be the heaviest. But I think what they also said is it's better if you like chill them a lot. Like you make them and then you put them in the freezer and chill them out a little bit before you add them to each other, because that also helps keep like the density in such a way that they don't mix once you put them into the test tube. Did you find any Elden Ring drinks? I found some Dark Souls drinks, but I didn't like how they looked. I can look for Elden Ring drinks. This site's just older, so I don't think they had any yet. Let's see. Maple, do you know of any? I'm not falling for it again! I know this now! So yeah, you gotta chill it so that they don't get schmixed up, but I love how like clean this is. They really achieve the look. They also have the T-Virus drink. CD's nuts. Yeah, I know. This one's pretty straightforward. I mean, there's Everclear in it, so rip, be careful. Silver rum, Everclear, but then they get a blue Twizzler and they twizzle it in here to give it like the loop-de-loo, looking like one of those like fantasy sci-fi shots. It's really cool. Everclear will decimate you, as will the T-Virus, so I guess it's thematically appropriate. But I think they had a T-Virus that was blue, and then they had like a T-Virus antidote that might have been like green or something like that. I think it had slightly different stuff in it, but I like the Twizzler use. I think that the Twizzler use could really like be used for other things as well. You got any Everclear stories? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think I've told these before, but basically I have a few stories, but ow. But we basically we had Everclear in my apartment, and something that we used to do was we would play Super Monkey Ball. Well, we would watch a video. There's this video. It's one of my favorite videos on YouTube. It's an old gameplay video set to Outkast's Hey Ya. And it's just somebody doing like a bunch of like insane like Super Monkey Ball trick shots to Hey Ya. So we would watch that video like 100 times, and then we would drink like Everclear while playing Super Monkey Ball. And whenever but we wouldn't try to play Super Monkey Ball like a normal person, like a normal like playthrough. We would specifically be trying to do the trick shots from the video or make our own trick shots. So like we would only go for the goal if we could like bounce off like the background walls or do like some really stupid like 3-point turn to get into the goal. Like it was all trick shots. And if we thought that we were about to accidentally clear the stage in a straightforward way, we would throw ourselves off the edge and start over. But every time we landed a trick shot to get into the goal, we would take a shot of Everclear and we would all stand up so hard that our chairs flew back into the wall and sing, "Hey ya!" And then pretty much never ended well for anybody. And there were a lot of dents in the wall. I need to find that video because it's iconic. But it's just a guy doing all these really stupid trick shots where he like bounces off the background like boundaries of the level and then hits the goal, and it's just like, oh, you think you got it? Oh, you think you got it? Once again, proving I can get Maple with a tease nuts joke so I can sleep peacefully. Good night, Koji. Hey ya, hey ya. So that was one of them. It's not Everclear, but I mean it was around the same time period. The first time I ever had Four Loko, like the original recipe. I didn't know it was Four Loko. A friend gave it to me and said it was a drink, and I assumed that it was because it looked like soda. I assumed it was like a soda mixed with something else, and I didn't know what I was drinking. And the night ended with me having somehow crawled on top of the sink. Like, we had a sink in the bathroom that sort of had like some counter space around it. I crawled and curled up around the sink somehow and just kept saying, "Help me." And then I ate someone's entire sub that they left in the fridge. Good times. There was also one night, this is another Everclear one, but I like was barely involved. One night I came home from work. I had to work late, and I came home from work, and I opened the door to my apartment, and it was completely dark. Except that all of my roommates were sitting around the table in the dark, holding glow sticks, listening to a dubstep remix of the Lavender Town music. And then I learned later that they'd all been drinking Everclear. I just opened the door and I was like, what's happening? And that's the thing, is none of them were like dancing to the dubstep. They were just sitting completely still, holding glow sticks and just like looking straight forward, just listening to the dubstep Lavender. And I was like, I'm unclear on how we wound up here. And Everclear is how we wound up there. So there's that. Oh boy. Oh boy. A normal Thursday, it seems, yeah. I remember one night, I don't know if Everclear was involved, I have to assume it was. One night I came, so the thing is, I used to have Fridays like off from like classes, and so I took the late shift on Thursday so that I could like get more work hours on Thursday, knowing that I like would have Friday off and could like catch up on sleep and schoolwork and stuff. And so my my ritual was, after I got off my shift on Thursday, I would come home and I would watch The Lamp. I know that this has to be a bait and I'm no longer answering questions. But I would come home from my late shift and I would just watch the Newlywed Game all night. And sometimes like drink and watch the Newlywed Game all night. That was like my favorite Thursday night. Maple developing trust issues. With you pussies nuts on your cheek. So I would come home and I would watch the Newlywed Game, and that was just like my thing. And so I kind of like, and that was the thing, is if other people wanted to do like other things, I would let them. But sometimes I would be like, guys, can I like watch one episode of the Newlywed Game while I have like a beer before I turn in for the night? And so one Thursday I came home and was excited about the prospect of watching one of my episodes of the Newlywed Game and having a beer before I turned in. But my roommates were instead, they had plugged in a VHS of a movie. I don't even know what movie it was, but it had a trailer at the beginning of the VHS for Step Up to the Streets, and they were just watching they were rewinding and watching the trailer for Step Up to the Streets over and over. And I have to assume that Everclear was involved, because usually it was in like the more bizarre situations. And so I walked in, and they were in the middle of rewinding it and watching the trailer for Step Up to the Streets again, and I was like, can I watch an episode of the Newlywed Game if you're only going to be watching the trailer for Step Up to the Streets for the rest of the night? And one of them just turned around and was like, no, we're learning how to do the moves, check this out, and attempted to do some kind of step-up move that just immediately face planted him into the floor, where he laid for like a full 30 seconds without moving, and we all thought he had knocked himself out. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed. I don't want to be responsible for what happens out here. If it wasn't like super obvious at this point, I lived in a town that was like 90% cornfields, so this is generally how things went. Oh, good times. So these are two Portal 2 drinks. I assume that they're meant to be like made together. If you let him watch it more, he would have been able to do it. You're probably right. That was my bad. So they got blue curacao vodka, lemonade. Okay, so maybe the blue curacao and the vodka's in this, and then this is the lemonade, Cointreau, rum, Orangina, and small tumblers? Is that a thing, or is that what these are? I'm not sure how you get this effect on the rim, or if this is photoshopped. I mean, I could see that you could do it pretty easily if you just had like food coloring and granulated sugar. But I just like, this is another one where I just really like the look. I think the look is really good. And I like the idea that, like, I don't know, if you drink it with a friend, it's like, it's like, how does this work? Pop rocks, maybe. Rain makes corn, corn makes whiskey, whiskey makes my roommates want to learn the schmooze for Step Up 2. That was basically my everyday life. Rock candy, yeah, maybe. I just really like the look either way. I also love good drink photography. So now we're getting into the Kirby drinks. So this is just the Kirby. It's made with one cherry jello shot made with Malibu coconut rum. Oh, I have a jello shot story. One time me and my roommates made a bunch of jello shots for like a party, but then there were like a ton left over afterwards and we didn't really know what to do with them. So we had like three or four left. And keep in mind there were like 3 or 4 of us. Like there were enough jello shots for one per person and it would have been fine. But because we were idiots, we were like, yeah, instead let's rock, paper, scissors, and whoever loses has to drink all of them. And we were also all about to go to class. And because it's a jello shot, like it's kind of a delayed release on that bad boy. So I lost. I lost, and I took all 3 jello shots back to back, and then went to class. And luckily one of my roommates was in the same class as me. And every time I went to raise my hand to answer a question, he like, and it was one of those classes that's not, you don't have like desks. We were all like around like a big table, like a big conference room table. So it was easy to like to you know, hand things to each other and have nobody see. Every time I went to raise my hand to try and like share my opinion on anything, him knowing that I was like knee deep in the Jello shot release would just like very stealthily reach over and grab my hand before I could raise it above desk level so the teacher could see. He was just like, no, don't talk. He was like, keep it on the DL. You went to a discussion class sloshed on Jello shots? Yes. I cannot express enough how much I really don't drink that much anymore. It was really funny because I was actually like, I wasn't one of the kids who like drank in high school. Like that was really popular in my high school because, you know, we're from a really rural place and there's not much else to do. And so, I actually had a lot of friends who drank in high school. But I didn't. I was like, nah, like I'm just not interested. And also I was playing Final Fantasy 11 all the time, so that wouldn't have worked out. And then I never really, like, when I first got into college, I didn't drink that much, and I didn't really drink at all until I was like of age. I might have had like a sip here or there, but I was like, yeah, like, you know, I'm busy and I work a lot, and like my course load is like already overloaded, and I work and I don't have time to drink. And then like I hit drinking age when I was actually like living in Japan, actually. And so I was like, well, that doesn't mean anything because I've been of drinking age in Japan this whole time. And it's just like, I just haven't gone out drinking a whole lot because I've been busy like studying. But then finally, like, I sort of found a bunch of friends who liked going out drinking, and so then they were like, no, come on, you gotta go out drinking with us. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, oh, this is fun. And then when I came back, there was a couple years where I liked to party. I liked to party, but then the older I got, the worse my hangovers got. And let's go drinking and ditch Maple Horse. Yeah, just like my hangovers got worse and worse. Even if I didn't drink that much, like I just had to, like, being hydrated was way more important. And I think I just got old. And it also just became sort of a thing where I was like, I have too many responsibilities now and like things I have to get done, and you know, I can't just like be partying all the time. Like, and it wasn't like I partied all the time. It was just like it was more like, you know, on a Friday or Saturday night, I just like to go like have a rowdy time with my friends. But even at that point, sometimes I was getting like, I can't keep going and partying on like Friday when I have so many errands to run on Saturday that I'm not able to run during the week because I'm so busy with work. And so I was just sort of like, and then when you don't drink, when you don't drink, you obviously your tolerance goes away. And so it was sort of like this thing that fed into itself, where like the busier I got and I had to like do things, if I would go to a party or go out drinking with some friends and go a little too hard, my Saturday was just completely a wash because my tolerance was so low that like any amount of alcohol just made me useless on a Saturday. And then I would avoid alcohol more because I wanted to be able to be productive on the weekends. And so it just sort of spirals from there. And I still like enjoy drinks here and there. Like when I go out to dinner, when I go out to dinner with friends or something, like I'll get a drink, maybe two, if like if I'm in the mood or if I know that we're going to be hanging out for a while and so it has time to sort of simmer. I'll have a drink or two. And then sometimes if I'm like, you know, doing something like playing Sonic 06 or editing like a really stupid video, like I'll have a drink to enhance the experience. But that's really all I don't really go like crazy hard anymore. Like I used to go like, yeah, shots time or whatever, like, but that's really, I can't hang anymore. I'm now the old lady who can't have fun anymore. I'm like, I'll have my sipping whiskey and watch the rest of you fall apart. Well, that was the other thing. That was the other thing is I had my X amount of college reunion, X years college reunion years ago. I have another reunion actually this year that I should probably figure out if I'm going to that. Oh god, that's really soon. But at the last reunion that I went to, I went and I was already sort of like joining the old lady club of like, I can't drink too much or I'm useless and my tolerance is getting really low because I'm just too busy to drink. And so I'm never drinking. And so my tolerance is getting lower all the time. And I was like, and you know, like I was kind of like a crazy like partier in the later years of college, and I'm sure everyone is expecting me to absolutely go berserk during this reunion weekend, and I don't really want to like be that guy. And so I was like, I'll like contain myself. I'll have like I think I made myself coffee and I like put some Kahlua in it or something, and I was like, this is my drink for the night. And I just like sat and enjoyed it, and everyone else went completely insane. Like me and all my friends rented a house together, and I was dead. They definitely put me in the haunted room, which I'll never forgive them for. But as compared to college, where it felt like I was always the one who, you know, vanished for an hour and then showed up with 4 bags of tortilla chips under my arms, or or had to be like pulled out of like the pond or something. Like as opposed to that, like all of a sudden that was everyone else and I was the really responsible one, and everyone was kind of laughing about it the next day. They were like, you had 1 drink and we're like making sure the rest of us were okay and we don't know like how this happened. And I was like, years change a man. I expect you to show up with tortilla chips whenever you come over. I will have 4 bags under my arms and you won't know where I will have gotten them from. But yeah, it was just really funny because like everyone was like destroyed and like throwing up. and I was just sort of sitting there in my nice little chair, just I was occasionally checking. I was like, you doing okay, buddy? And then I was like, I suppose I'll go to bed now. It's getting pretty late. And then I woke up like bright and early, came downstairs, felt great. And everyone else is like stumbling out of their rooms. And I was like, how's it going? And they were like, well, how are you the first one awake? So yeah, I was just, because that's the thing is all of my like really funny drinking stories are like definitely years old. And I mean, I have some like more, I'm sure that like more will pop up over time. I mean, like going and buying out my local card store of Hololive cards and then getting a Coronet. That was a drinking story technically. But yeah, I'm definitely not nearly as powerful as I used to be. I'm kind of boring now in comparison. But I definitely fall into the like the trope of like someone who used to just be like an insanely hard partier is now an extremely boring adult. And sometimes my friends are like, we gotta go crazy, let's go. And I'm like, I'm 2 drinks in, I'm like, I think I'm good. And they're like, what? What happened to you? Where's the Maple I used to know? So I love, there's the Kirby. So the cherry jello shot, pink lemonade, Bacardi rum, and ooh, blackberry brandy. That actually sounds really good. I like that it has a, I feel like the jello shot is important to get the, like, the essence of Kirby in there. So this one, I think I've actually made these before. I have a memory of making them. I don't know if I did it right. But you basically make little marshmallows out of gelatin. And so you use marshmallow vodka, sugar, corn syrup, egg whites, salt, vanilla, vegetable shortening, and you basically make these little marshmallow Kirbies, but they have vodka in them. So they're sort of like marshmallow jello shots. But it's so cute! And you use the food coloring. You have to get a like a little tiny paintbrush. But then you can use the paintbrush to paint his features on with food coloring. You probably have to put a little bit of pink or red food coloring into the mix before, so you have the pink marshmallows, but these are so cute. I actually really want to make these now. I think these would be fun for just like a party. This one I added because it reminds me of the stuff that me and my friends would drink, but yeah, it's Angry Orchard. So this one's the dry apple cider, bourbon whiskey, lemon juice, sour cherry syrup, and then garnish with an apple slice and sour cherry. And it's the Wispy Woods because it's an Angry Orchard. Do you get it? It's like a tree. It's like a tree. It's not like the most aesthetically appealing thing, but I like that somebody thought of it. And then the True Gamer cocktail. You got the Bacardi rum. You got the Mountain Dew energy. You need to squeeze a little lime. Get 2 sprigs of mint. Baby, you got a stew going. So this is a cocktail based on the Mountain Dew energy, the Halo 4 Mountain Dew energy. Drink. I think that I would never personally drink a Mountain Dew cocktail because I think I would die. But I feel like the lime and the 2 sprigs of mint would actually help cut it pretty well. I think that like this has the potential to be like truly wretched and just barely dodges. Like just barely dodges the wretchedness by having the lime and the mint. That's the only saving grace here, but I had to include it because it's the true gamer's drink. So you're saying to vote for it? And then I wanted to add the Master Chief. This is actually the last one in my presentation. So I just like this because they put a lot of effort into this, but also it's just the look is so like weirdly complex. So it's 2 parts Midori, which I think is down there at the bottom. 1 part Jack Daniels, 1 part Jaeger. A lemon lime soda, orange Mio liquid water enhancer, and blue Mio liquid water enhancer. So those are just those like water flavors, I think. And I think it's just there to add the coloring. And then mango puree, which I assume is sort of at the top there. So I think obviously the bottom is supposed to be like his armor, but I think the top is sort of supposed to like evoke the shininess of his visor. I think flavor squirters. Yeah, I think that's sort of what this is going for. I actually wonder now that I'm looking at it. I wonder if they're actually, while taking the photo, if they're squirting the orange flavor enhancer into it while they're taking the photo, because you can sort of see this like stream coming down into the drink and dispersing, but it's cut off. They must have like photoshopped it out to give it this cool effect. That's actually really smart. But yeah, I just like that they tried to get like the vibe of his armor, but also get the visor in here. This also looks like weirdly official. I've seen a few drinks from like this series. There's actually a series of cocktails that I think are all made by the same person. And I think that they have like a Cortana one and an Arbiter one. I think there's another, maybe one for the Flood. I think. Love the first playthrough tag in the very just chatting stream. Wait, how did that get there? That was the first playthrough talking about drinks. You know, we'll be back to mix the drink that we decide I should mix. So it's kind of a first playthrough. I'm interested if people are coming up with VTuber drinks. That would be really fun, actually. That would be really fun to come up with, like, drinks that are like, oh, maybe that's drink choice 2. Well, no, I'll let you guys pick something wretched for me to drink, but maybe I'll come up with some VTuber drinks. That sounds really fun. Oh, only Maple has the creds to make a coordinate drink. Yes. I want to do that. I'm gonna do some research, actually. Would Pikami just be a tea kettle drink? I feel like she would have to be, but maybe you could make her like lemonade tea so that she can have her signature color. If the Inugami Korone doesn't have a finger and a dog treat in it, it'll be a missed opportunity. I actually know where to get fake cut off fingers. So that is definitely going in the drink. Red Bull in a tea kettle. Now I really want to make VTuber drinks. That's on the docket now. That's on the docket. Hold on, I want to get the Mass Effect PDF before I call it. How do you log? Oh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if crazy things are happening on my VTubes. Windows Defender Firewall. Would you quit it? It's not, I'm not scuffed, you're scuffed. Go to restaurants demanding the peak of me until they mix me in Arnold Palmer. Wait, what? Okay, here we go. Should have downloaded this before the stream. I'm sorry. Uh-oh. Oh, God! Sorry. It opened. I wasn't expecting it to open like that. That scared me. How do you zoom out on a PDF? How do I print PDF? Okay. Maybe I need to... Here we go. Here we go. Gotta push the alt button like Kuruko taught me. There we go. So these are Mass Effect drinks. The Tasty Tankard. Irish cream, coconut rum, butterscotch schnapps. I'm usually not a schnapps guy, but butterscotch sounds really good. And then a dash of chocolate syrup. Oh, are these the drinks that they serve at like the bars in Mass Effect canonically? Yeah, because you can see Purgatory in the background here. So I've actually been listening to the Mass Effect audiobooks lately, because I'm trying to, now that I've like finished all the Dragon Age books, I'm trying to get like brushed up on the Mass Effect lore. I just started a new Mass Effect 2 playthrough like a couple months ago, but then I basically rushed to get Garrus because he's my husband, and then I stopped because I had a million other games to play and I've been too busy. But I was like, oh, I should like listen to the books as I'm playing the game so I can sort of pick out references and stuff like that. And it's been pretty interesting so far. But they are a lot of the... I'm on the third book now, and there's a lot of talk about... So a lot of it takes place so far on Omega, which is basically sort of this like lawless... this like lawless like space station, basically. And one of the bars on Omega is called Afterlife, and like all of the different levels in Afterlife sort of have like themes to them, and they talk about it in the book, but they all have like themed drinks on the different levels, and I was like, finally somebody understands me. But I think Purgatory might be actually on the Citadel. I don't remember, but this looks like maybe the drinks from the bar there. So that's really cool. So the Tasty Tankard, the Lucky Leprechaun, Midori, coconut rum, and pineapple juice. I love how bright it is. I didn't even think about like leprechauns in the Mass Effect world. The Keeper. So like the Keeper. Oh, that's cool. That's cool because they're like little green bug guys. The Keeper is 4 cups of coconut water, 2 cucumbers sliced very thinly. I can see them in there. Half a cup of lime juice, lime wedges, and chopped mint leaves. So what you do... Uh-oh, I'm getting Discord messages because I don't have my notifications turned off. Oh god. That's what I get for opening things. That's what I get for opening things on stream. Yeah, so the Keepers in Mass Effect are like, they're like these little green like bug guys. They look kind of like praying mantises almost. So this is supposed to be them, I think. Like these leaves are supposed to like evoke their like weird little praying mantis bodies, but that's really cool. The Shadow Broker Teeny. Because look, it's blue. It's blue like Liara. So it's scotch, blue curacao, freshly squeezed lime juice, and champagne or ginger beer to fill. Discord has a streamer mode? Where? I found it. It's on. The Shadow Broker Teeny. So it's blue like Liara. That's really cool. I'm usually not like a martini person, but this actually looks, I like Scotch. This looks really cool. Has big Asari vibes. Garnished with lime, blueberries are nice too. The Perfection. Gin, strawberry liqueur, splash of elderflower liqueur. I love elderflower. Lime juice and bitters. Ooh. The full biotic kick. 2 ounces of bourbon. 5 ounces of Tuchanka Dry. Can also substitute triple sec. Orange twist and ginger beer to fill. The full biotic kick. This seems like a very like Krogan forward drink. Good night, Kuriko. I'm gonna go soon too because I need to eat dinner. It's kind of late. Maple, do you like pudding these nuts in your mouth? The Rojo Loco. Tequila, creme de cassis, lime juice, ginger beer, and a lime wedge. The Rojo Loco. I wonder what that's based on in universe, or if it's just like a fun thing. Yeah, I'll be following you, Kuriko, don't worry. The Quad Kicker Revised. Spiced rum, bourbon, ginger beer, and curry powder. I've never thought about putting curry powder into a drink. That seems kind of wild. Although the original recipe calls for curry powder, Samantha doesn't recommend it. Try some crushed mint instead. It's a dessert, Maple, and it's good. The Silver Sun Strip. Oh, I wish that they had, like, maybe some drinks based off of, I guess they wouldn't have it in universe because they're mercenary companies, but I wish they had like the Eclipse or the Blue Suns or something like that. 1 sugar cube. Bitters, squeezed lemon peel, 1 glass of champagne. So the so you put the sugar cube, add a sugar cube to the bottom of a champagne flute, add 5 dashes of bitters to the sugar cube. Use a vegetable peeler to peel off a small strip of lemon skin. Squeeze the lemon skin into the flute to release the oils. Fill the glass with champagne and serve immediately. Watch how the sugar cube makes the bubbles sparkle. That's really cool. It's really cool looking, like, visually. See, this is what I expect out of a Mass Effect drink. Like, I want something that feels, like, weirdly futuristic. That's cool. The Legendary Martini. Empress 1908 gin, no substitutions. And a grape Lille Blanc and a grapefruit twist. Have to do it in a chilled martini glass. I want to like go check and see if any of these are like in game somehow, because that would be really cool. The Memory Stealer. Scotch, vodka, directions on the rocks. That's it. The Memory Stealer. And the Batarian. Uh-oh. I gotta adjust the Batarian Ale. This is cool looking. Look at how green this is. Not actually a cocktail, but extra points if you can actually stay on your feet after imbibing. It's green. That's all we know. No, they didn't give me the... They didn't give me the recipe. I was like, this one looks so cool. I want to know what they put in it. Come on, man. Come on, BioWare. Come on, give me the Batarian Ale. Give me the secret recipe. I earned it. I earned it. I decoded your entire Dragon Age plot. You have to give me the Batarian Ale. That's how it works. It's any green liquid, the ingredient is green. Oh, but yeah, now I just wanna like look at cool drinks all night. One second, let me pull up the actual website. The Drunken Moogle. I just want to show where I got all this stuff from. Okay, it is a Tumblr. It's the Drunken Moogle, a sexy man. So I mean, they have posted stuff kind of recently. They made a Hades mocktail, the Palm of Power. That's really cool, actually. Beetlejuice and Lydia. They have a lot of cool stuff on here. Buffy the Vampire Slayer drink. Jack and Sally for... assume this was for... okay, this was 2018. So it's for Halloween 2018. The Witch's Brew, a Hocus Pocus drink. 204 pages of drinks in here. Saw inspired. So they did a bunch of stuff for Halloween, it looks like. Psycho. The Time Warp. Silver Bullet. The Crypt Keeper. This is cool. So, oh, the Upside Down from Stranger Things. Oh, this looks really cool, actually. So they have like other stuff other than games too, but you can go to drinks by series, and they have a bunch. So they have like Assassin's Creed, Bastion, Bayonetta. They have a bunch of stuff. I wonder what's in the Assassin's Creed. Captain Kenway's Private Stash, and the Shirley Templar. So they have like a bunch of stuff. They have Metal Gear drinks. Oh my god, look at Snake. There's gummy worms in here. The Liquid Snake. The Revolver Ocelot. Oh my god. So they have some really cool stuff. But yeah, this is where me and my friends have like consistently gone to get, wait, Lord of the Rings? Hello? Sometimes you gotta. The Gandalf. Gandalf Grog. The One Ring Lord of the Rings shot. That's cool looking, actually. Magic the Gathering? The Black Lotus? Oh, that looks really cool, actually. Cocktail collection. Wait, was this official? No, spirit cocktails. Okay. But yeah, there are magic cocktails. So Black Lotus, one edible hibiscus flower, pomegranate, blackberry brandy, white. That actually sounds really good. The Black Lotus. And then they have all these different planeswalker cocktails. Jace the Mind Skull. That's cool. Maple, eat your dinner. Fine! But yeah, so I'm gonna do some research. I want to try and make my own VTuber cocktails, actually. That's my new project. My new personal project after the Oshi sets go out. Those are almost done, by the way, I swear. I'm hoping to get them out by the end of the week, assuming work doesn't explode tomorrow, but you never know what's gonna happen. A wizard is never drunk. He drinks precisely as he means to. But yeah, so I make some bug snacks drinks. That's a really good idea too. A whole new dimension to Snacker Pass. But yeah, now I'm just like really amped up about game themed drinks. A strabby daiquiri. Ah! I love it. Oh, now I'm all jazzed. But yeah, so we'll come up with our second drink choice. We'll come up with drink choice number 2. Drink number 1 is going to be alcoholic pilk because I hate myself. But then drink choice number 2, we will discuss. We'll discuss chord it, and decide which of the drinks that we looked at. I'll try to mixology live on stream, but then I want to try and make some VTuber cocktails because that would be really fun. Let's make some of these, send them to Tipsy Bartender. Just need edible googly eyes put in each one. That's what I was just thinking of. I was like, I wonder if there's edible googly eyes because that's crucial to the strabby experience. So I'm gonna, I'll maybe I'll even post my my slides in the Discord so it's easier to go through and decide which one we want to make. The Bunger Bomb. But yeah, thank you for coming and talking about drinks with me. I'm sure I have a bunch more drinking stories I'm gonna remember after this where I'm like, oh, I should have told them about that horrible thing that happened. But I'm hoping the little smattering you got this time is enough, is adequate. Might be able to make your own with chocolate discs. Oh, that's a good point. Maybe like some, what are they called? Nonpareils or something? Some nonpareils. Yeah, super tired. Yes, thank you for staying till the end. Yeah, I'm gonna go eat my dinner. I'm gonna go eat my dinner and go to bed. But I'm gonna stream on YouTube on Friday. Maybe I should. I'm gonna stream on YouTube on Friday, and I'm going to attempt to beat the Death Egg. I'm gonna attempt to beat Sonic 3. My intention is to endurance. My intention is to endurance until I beat it. And I hope that I can do it. That's all I'm gonna say. I hope I can pull it off. Let's see. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to decide who to raid. I'll bring the 4 bags of chips. Yeah, I'm hoping I have what it takes to endurance my way through it. I'm really nervous after the last stream because I felt like I was like not doing well, but I hope I can sort of level up. I hope I can level up and make it happen. The other thing, congrats on the Heaven Run cameo. Thank you. I'm really excited about that project they're doing. It's really cool. And it was really fun. Like they were really when they were talking and they were like, hey, like, you know, I don't want to say too much so I don't accidentally like spill details or something, but they were like, do you want to like be part of this? And I was like, yeah, of course. And then when they were like doing some of the script writing, they were like, you know, is there anything that you feel like is really, what's the word? Is like, we want to make sure to include anything that you feel like is important to like you as a VTuber in your script, so it sort of like has your own flavor in it. Like we're totally open to that. And I and I was like, I think that the most specific and one of my most defining features is that I like very confidently say things that are obviously wrong and then refuse to like back down. I was like, I say falsehoods with extreme confidence. And I was like, that's the only thing that I can think of that would like really like differentiate me and I think would like make my script sound more like me. And they did a really good job of like really leading into that. So when they showed me what they were thinking of, I was like, yes, this is perfect. You got it. You nailed it. But yeah, so that whole project is really cool and really cute. So I get excited about it. Keep watching their stuff that they're putting out. It's cool, and you're gonna see more and more stuff too. They got more stuff coming, and it's all really it's just like well put together. So I think I'm gonna raid Mimi because she is playing Pokemon Heart Gold, which I love desperately. So we're gonna go over there. Love the HR girls, yes. We in this house we love and respect Heaven Wren. She killed Picky. Oh no. Picky died. I just tried to slash Hinamimi. It's a raid. It's Jeff Life. So I'm gonna go eat my dinner and go to bed. But thank you guys for sticking around for so long. I know it's late. But thank you for hanging out. Thanks for looking at drinks with me. We'll talk in Discord about what to do, what to make. And I'll see you on Friday for Death Egg Endurance, and maybe sometimes in between now and then and over the weekend for whatchamacallit, for maybe some Fall Guys, because I'm trying to get Sanic. We'll see what happens. We'll see how busy I am. I have a lot of things I have to get done this weekend, but I want those freaking Sonic costumes. And I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay. Anyway, have a good night, or a good morning, or a good afternoon, or whatever it is wherever you are. And Otsu Pilk.